What up, Carlos? What's up, Carlito? How you doing in the building? Thank you for tuning in. We got a lot of good news, but thank you for tuning in, Carlos, my man. All right, thank you for tuning in here at another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I'm always your host, Edwin, and where do all fights start? Let's go.
Round one.
Yeah, you know it. Yo, listen. We have a lot to talk about here. I have a couple things to say about this Keyshawn Davis situation, and I want to talk to you guys about it. I want you guys to let me know what you think. And did Keyshawn Davis do this to himself? Well, we're about to talk all about that and more. I'm going to drop the link here in the chat. So tune in, lock in, hit that like button. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into this video. Well, guys, how you guys doing out there? I hope you guys are having a better day than me. I don't even want to talk about my day. The Round One Sports Talk community knows about my day, where we all talk on WhatsApp app. I'm trying to transfer that over to Discord shortly, as soon as I learn the ins and outs of it. What's up, Frontline? How you doing, Frontline?
What's up, Bobby?
Man, I tell you, man, we got a lot to talk about here, and I want to know you guys' opinions and thoughts about this whole Keyshawn Davis situation. We're gonna hop right into it. Well, what had just occurred right now, just a few hours ago, Keyshawn Davis and Edwin De Los Santos met on weigh-in. What's at stake? The WBO World Championship is on the line, 135-pound weight division. After 2 years of inactivity, Edwin De Los Santos came in and comfortably made weight. He made weight, in fact, 134. A professional. Now, Keyshawn Davis goes around right now, advertising himself as Keyshawn Davis, what? The businessman. And we're going to talk about that. Is he a businessman? Is he acting like a professional right now? And those are the things that the world wants to know. And those are the questions we are about to answer here at Round One Sports Talk. Now, Keyshawn Davis comes in, gets on the scale, and misses weight by a remarkable 139 pounds. I repeat, 139 pounds. Is there a double standard in boxing? Is there a double standard where we criticize a lot of these men for missing weight, right? We're all over them. Keyshawn can do it. Apparently, no one has really like given this kid any real shit. I mean, so far I've seen a couple of videos on social media. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more, especially if he loses. But see, that's not really my point about giving him shit. That's not really my point. It's about being a professional. I can care less what they say about you. It's how you perform in the ring. You came in and you criticized your last opponent, right, for coming in 6 pounds overweight. You told him the only way I will fight you if you continue to cut weight all night. So that way you could get him down to the most lemos, down to the most drained. Now, Keyshawn Davis misses weight. What does this mean? It means that the WBO title is no longer his. And as a business point, Frontline, what do you think about this?
Well, what I heard, correct me if I'm wrong,
Mm-hmm.
is that he automatically vacates the belt because he didn't make weight. But,
Yes, he
but,
does.
but I heard, and again, correct me if I'm wrong. Yo, check your WhatsApp. I just got a text from Kamachita that the Keyshawn Davis fight is off.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa,
Machito
whoa.
he just texted us in the group chat.
So I was gonna talk about that right there. There was a rumor that apparently and I guess in the boxing world, shit's moving fast because they didn't even let me get to it. Abdullah Mason, let me guarantee you, is getting pushed up to the main event
Absolutely.
because that's what I already heard in the background. I was gonna try to get up to that, and I was gonna hint later when we got to the points, but this card seems like it's in jeopardy because um earlier today, Bang Bang Boogie asked me a question. He asked me, he said, "What do you think how Keyshawn Davis promotional company is looking at Keyshawn Davis, meaning Top Rank? And how do they feel about this?" Keyshawn saying, these are his answers to what's everything's going on. I can no longer make this weight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up in weight. I'm going to move up to 140. I can no longer make this weight. Well, Keyshawn, I'm not sure that was the best move to make. And I'm not sure that Keyshawn Davis, the businessman, fumbled the ball. I think Keyshawn Davis, the businessman, became a world champion and he got the champion's curse. Started going out, eating more, partying, training less. Even Bomac hinted to the possibility that he showed up to training camp late. They got things off late. Bomac said, "Oh, 7 weeks to train him, 4 weeks. He'll be ready." So now they're in the situation they're in, right? And as Top Rank, your boxing promoter, this is what happens. The minute Keyshawn Davis won that world title, same opportunity that was offered to Teofimo Lopez and any top ranked boxer, that if you bring Top Rank a world title, they grant you that with a 5-fight deal. They pretty much think they can manage you for 5 more fights as being a new world champion. And on your first title defense, you miss weight and vacate the belt. Now, when people are saying, "Oh, Keyshawn, he couldn't make the weight anymore," this is not a problem. This is not a red flag. There's no fire, right? That's bullshit. Because if Keyshawn Davis was the businessman that he was, and he would have been business savvy, he would have known that he had his biggest bag in front of him. Let me tell you what was at stake. If Keyshawn Davis would have made weight for this fight and beat Edwin de los Santos, then he announces he wants to move up. Guess who is mandatory for the WBO world title that he has, that he could petition to fight the champion in the existing weight division? Who's that weight? Who's that champion? Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is the champion, the WBO champion at 140. You mean to tell me, Keyshawn Davis, you had Teofimo Lopez cornered, cornered. If you would have made weight and would have been a businessman about this fight right here, you still would have had the belt. You would have been able to push T.O. either out of the division or make him fight you. And there was your fight, Keyshawn. Now, Keyshawn, this is the position you're in. Even if
Payday J, good looking on the super chat, $2. He said businessman or con man.
Con Man, the
and then
$2.
and then Jaime, to answer your question, he lost the belt on the scale. So even
Right.
if the fight's canceled, he still loses the belt because he didn't make the contracted
He,
weight.
he didn't make the contracted weight. That belt is gone. So now this is where Keyshawn Davis is at. If the fight is canceled, he's beltless and he's moving up to another the division as the challenger. As a challenger. And
Hey,
is this yeah.
I was gonna ask you before the breaking news came out. Had the fight went through
Yep.
and De Los Santos would have beaten Keyshawn, does he automatically become the WBO or does it stay vacant?
No. Edwin de los Santos has the right to win the belt. Okay. Now, here's the truth. here's the truth, right? If by any stroke of fucking miracle they could find a contender to come in, I'm not sure they can.
The day before a fight,
No, I don't think so.
I seen late replacements in like a
Yeah, but
week's notice.
they're not gonna contract it for the belt, no matter what. Because Keyshawn Davis came in as a champion, no matter if he vacated at the scale. That's exactly what happens. I mean, the WBO can come on some crazy shit. I mean, they are the organization. They could say, fuck it, then this belt is for the vacant WBO world title. If Edwin De Los Santos, you can get a replacement in 24 hours that can make weight, fucking, then have at it, But I doubt that's going to happen. So Edwin De Los Santos and his camp ain't getting, you know, they're I don't know what they're gonna get for money, if anything.
Now they'll
Um,
get something.
yeah, if his promoter will, get that percentage if you back out, shit, whatever. But that's not really nothing for the time that you took back and everything. And now when Davis wakes up tomorrow, he has no payday, no belt,
Yeah, and no fight scheduled at 40. 40.
nothing.
Not yet.
He has He has nothing. Now, what he could have though, this could all be a big mess in disguise. Tio still doesn't have a fight.
Facts. But
Huh?
but
Huh?
he's not going in as a champion. Moving. He didn't use
It
his
doesn't matter. Tio's a champion at 140.
right. But you think Teal's gonna take Keyshawn over
Of
everybody else who's been in line waiting?
Listen, Tio ain't take nobody in line. What are you talking about front line? He ain't take nobody. He's the biggest duck in the century. But Tio might just have a blessing right here for both fighters. Everybody's been wanting that Keyshawn Tio fight ever since they heard the rumors that Keyshawn knocked out his dad. Okay. And the back and forth with the bananas and everything else. That can, listen, they'll forget about this fucking losing the belt on the scale shit. If Tio says yes and Keyshawn says yes, Keyshawn's in shape. Tio was preparing for a fight. He was in the gym. So it's not too far out the realm that both of them that can save each other's career right now. Tell me what you guys think about that.
Here, let me catch up with the chat. Fabulous Jada says Keyshawn Davis was scared. Stop motion MMA says Edwin needs to take the fight. Edwin needs to take the fight. He got bills to pay. Adrian says De Los Santos need to be reimbursed for his whole camp. Mark says Abdullah should fight for it, cancel his fight, and pay him, but that would be dangerous. Fabulous Jade. Bang Bang says all this done in front of Keyshawn's hometown, and then Fabulous Jada says how he's a duck and fought Loma in his prime and Josh Taylor.
Yo, let me tell you guys this right now, right? How's Tio Duck in your prime when he fought Josh Taylor and Loma? You can't win today's score. You can't win today's game with yesterday's score. It's not what you did back then. It's what you're doing lately now. Your biggest win is who? Arnold Barboza? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So anyway, moving on, right? Um, Look, I was also thinking, but I'm not sure if Dula Mason's ready for that kind of smoke. What if you took the Dula Mason off his, put him up, and fought Edwin De Los Santos for the vacant 135-pound? They're in the same weight division. Dula Mason's fighting 135. He's fighting 135. Edwin. But and then that would be kind of scratching Abdullah's guy. You would have to reimburse him. But you put Abdullah and Edwin in the main event for the WBO World Championship. But I don't think Abdullah would take it. I think Abdullah would want to fight him. I don't think his management will allow him to fight him. You understand? There's a difference. So
You did. So Carlos says Tio ain't gonna give the opportunity to Keyshawn. Watch. Stop
I
motion
mean,
says Loma was injured then.
He
And
was
then
injured then.
he's saying that Mason and Edwin made sense. Made
No,
made weight.
yeah, they already made weight. They're on the card, right?
Damn, that
So,
sucks for Edwin, bro. 2 years coming back, dedicating himself to a full camp.
and they told him it was a world title fight, and this moron that advertises himself as the businessman was full of shit
That's a fucked up opportunity for
in his
Edwin, and
hometown. And I'll tell you what'll put the cherry on the cake. Say his brother goes out there and gets knocked out.
which is a possibility.
Say his brother, then the whole
Yo,
city's gonna
both
turn on
his
the
brothers.
Davis. Then the whole city's gonna turn on the Davis brothers. Yo, this is gonna be in the front page news in their town. They just gave the man like a what they give him like a weekend fucking like they gave him like basically like a holiday. They didn't give him a street name. They made it like the Davis weekend.
Yo, so why would the fight be off? Is this you think Bob pulled him?
Probably. Yo,
Mad as
why am
hell,
I
right?
why am I gonna pump money in you, bro? You ain't bringing back another world title. Now I gotta fucking negotiate.
And
And,
restructure his
and,
his whole
oh
organization now.
man, bro, and then he gets on the thing with a big smile, like, yeah, like, bro, no apology. And then they ask him, "Are you gonna try to make the weight?" Nope,
Nope.
bro. You talk shit about fighters that didn't make weight, Keyshawn.
Well, his last fight against Lemos, how much shit didn't he talk about Lemos being
Bro,
unprofessional?
you're unprofessional. You're not a businessman like Keyshawn here. Bro, he didn't pay attention. This is Keyshawn's doing. As soon as the fighter misses weight, their main excuse to push it aside, oh, I'm getting bigger. My body can't make this weight no more. Bullshit.
You knew that coming into this fight.
No, Jerron Boots Ennis. Jerron Boots Ennis fought at 47. You know what he said when he looked bad? He
Stop
said,
motion,
oh,
yes. The fight is off, yes.
Jerron Boots Ennis said, I can't make 147 no more. I got to go out to 154. And when someone called his bluff and offered him a fight at 154, did he take it? No. What was his next fight? 147 versus Karen?
Well, there was another
No.
YouTuber that interviewed Terrence Bell Crawford and asked him, "Yo, what do you feel about your stablemate not making weight? Unprofessional." And he's like, "Well, it happens to all of us. Look at me. I came from 30, 35." But he made it very clear. But even as I was moving up, I made all my weights.
Right.
And for that fight, after that fight, I just moved up because I know my body couldn't take it no more.
Right.
So he's like, it was very unprofessional. So I mean, I get it.
All right. Check this out. Right? At some point leading up into the fight, in a title fight, there's really three weights you got to make. You got to send in two previous weights leading into the deadline so that they know that you're on schedule to make this weight for this fight. I would love to see what those numbers were because sometimes you could be a little over, they'll still allow you to go. You know, you don't have to necessarily unless the other guy's really pushing the issue like Jake Paul did and pulled out of his fight because the guy didn't make it in like 24 hours. It was some dumb shit. So, um, that's the thing that I would like to know. Where was Keyshawn's training and his weight cutting going all the way down the fight? Right. So, that's what I questioned. And then when I saw Bomac on that top rank video that they released of Keyshawn Davis training, what did Bomac say in the video? I heard him loud and clear. He said, "Oh, 7 weeks, yeah, 4 weeks. Keyshawn's young, yeah, he'll be in shape in 4 weeks. 7 weeks for a title fight? 7 weeks? You mean to tell me that's less than 2 months? Less than 2 months." And Bomac admitted it. All my bad senses right there went off. I was like, and then I was just like, all right, cool. Everybody,
Hey,
Keyshawn.
yo, we got multiple people in the chat saying that he was ducking Andy Cruz. You think that's why he went up?
Ducking Andy Cruz. Remember who was it? Schofield's dad on the interview. I had hinted to the possibility of Floyd Schofield fighting Andy Cruz. And he was like, oh, why would we fight Andy Cruz? We won't be going backwards. Like they try to talk Andy Cruz down because of his boxing record. And ironically, like a lot of people are saying Keyshawn Davis is running from him. And what really made it bad, right? You could see how bad boxing flips. Yo, guys, come on, guys, hit this like button. Let's see if we can get this video up to 10 more likes. Let's go. Right? And the thing is that when what was I saying there? Shit, I lost my train of thought. Fuck.
You was talking about
Andy Cruz.
yeah.
Andy Cruz and Keyshawn Davis, right? Okay, situation. When it got to the Abdullah Mason situation, see, Keyshawn was winning. Keyshawn Davis was winning that argument on the podium when he got him to stutter. Now that he missed weight and it's canceled, now everybody's turning around saying, no, Abdullah Mason pressed him. Now he's scared of Abdullah Mason all of a sudden. You see how everything can flip?
Yeah.
You see how everything just flipped on him? He was winning at the beginning of all of this. He was looking good with his glasses, the belt. He, what'd you say, stutter? Baba, aha. Everybody got a good laugh. But now, look how fast everything changed. And then his comment, yo, it was like, you know how they say it comes in threes, right? I'm a firm believer of that today, right? Everything comes in threes, right? Keyshawn Davis missed weight. He missed the weight, right? The back talking at the podium turned on him now, right? And damn, what was the third one? Yo, my fucking mind is like not here right now. I'm so mad. Frontline. But anyway, let me stay focused, right? I can't stop
Hey,
thinking about it, Frontline.
how's the weather out there? Is it raining?
Yo, listen, Frontline, I'm gonna get you for that one. Yo, listen, you and Bang, both of you, body shots. All right, listen. So, no, it happens in threes. Okay, he missed the weight. Then the conversation backfired on him, and he lost his world title.
So
So
what do you see next for Keyshawn?
for Keyshawn, the best thing,
Yes.
Tio.
You
That's
think
the
that'll happen?
listen. Look, okay, check it out. Right,
You
he
okay,
can.
you're Bob Arum. What would for
No. You're thinking of it wrong. You're thinking of it wrong.
no, you
I'm
being
about
Bob Arum, I
okay. Wait,
disappoint you. I disappoint you by not making weight
yeah.
and I lose the belt on the scale.
Okay, cool.
What you as Bob Arum, the promoter,
Yep.
how would you approach Keyshawn's future?
I call Keyshawn over. Keyshawn, son, come here. Stand right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, Tio. Yeah, I've been expecting your call. Yeah. Because I know. Because you don't got nobody fucking else. You don't got nowhere else to go. You done denied every fight under the sun. Every fight. And Boot said he ain't fighting you. So knock it off. Devin Haney fight, you denied it. Every major fight. And all the other champions are doing their thing. You got nobody else.
Yo, read that last comment. Read
Tio
it.
is gonna call Keyshawn in Top Rank. They don't need to call him. Just wait. Wait, that phone's gonna ring. Trust me. Bro, he got nowhere else to go. What fight can get Tio paid? Who's gonna fight? Josh Klajic too? He's gonna shoot the rematch with Sandor Martin? Huh? What are you gonna fight? Frank the Ghost Martin? That's not gonna do it, Papi. None of that shit. But
So
Keyshawn still sells.
stop motion says Keyshawn don't want to fight Mortaya either, but I wouldn't say
Either.
it's a duck
Oh,
because he's
that's
going to
what I
40.
meant. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. The three things that went wrong. It wasn't that he lost the belt. He missed weight and lost the belt. The argument fumbled and backfired on him. And then the statement he made about Morataya, telling the public that he didn't want to fight him if he had the belt because he didn't want sanctioning fees, that bit him in the ass too. Because it speaks to, are you the next Keyshawn Davis? Are you the next Keyshawn Davis or are you the next Tank Davis? Remember when Tank used to say that shit? I don't want to tell George Camboza if he vacates the belt, I'll fight him. Tell this dude the belts don't mean shit. It's Keyshawn Davis already turning into the next Tank Davis.
You think that the sanctioning bodies, the fees that the sanctioning bodies have, you think that had to do with him not caring about the belt?
Brother, let me tell you something right now, right? That sanctioning fee shit is really bullshit, bro. It's bullshit, right? The sanctioning fees, 3% of what your purse is. Sometimes they get the fighter and the champion challenges this dude, and this dude never thinks to say, hey, promoter, can you pay these for sanctioning fees? Just in case he wins the fight. He's broke. He don't really got money to pay for those sanctioning fees. But the sanctioning fees are really not all that much at 3% of what you're getting. Then you got to pay your coaches and everybody else. And before you know it, you barely got anything left. But whenever you hear in boxing that these sanctioning fees are like $350,000, the sanctioning fees are 3%. The organizations are not stupid. That 3% comes from the purse and the pay per view numbers, right? And what you pulled, right, was probably in the network of 18, 20 million, $22 million. You paid 3% on that.
It's a
I
big
don't know.
chunk.
It's a pretty
It's
big
three
chunk.
three 3 million on 10 million.
Oh,
That's three
okay.
percent.
All right. Three on 10 million? Yeah, okay. So
No. On
no,
10 million,
no.
it's 300,000. Sorry.
Right. That was a little bit too much money, bro. I was like, huh? What are you doing? Right. So anyway, it's not really that much money when you come to think about it on what you're getting paid for, you know. And then Uncle Sam comes and takes a bite out of your ass and shit. But it's not that much money. So for Keyshawn Davis to say this, why does fighters like Josh Taylor got no problem doing this? Naoya Inoue, Usyk, Terrence Crawford will do it in 2 divisions. They don't seem like they have any problem paying for their sanctioning fees. I think that Keyshawn Davis is getting a little greedy early in his career, and he's really thinking in his head, he must have thought this. Maybe I am that much of a superstar. I don't need the belt. I can vacate the belt and fight all these guys and pull in the bag. Here's the problem with that theory, Keyshawn Davis. Part of your success is that you're a world champion. Part of your success. The beginning of your success is because we believe you could become world champion. That's why we followed you. The fact that you lost the belt, now we already know you have the ability to be a champion, but it's you that don't want to be a champion. Give it a little time. You'll soon see all those seats empty.
Shit, I think Virginia's gonna be empty now that he's not fighting. But
I,
hey, so Carlos says that did De Los Santos probably get in Keyshawn's head too much, and he got concerned to be embarrassed in front of his city.
all right,
Could be.
listen. All right, guys, check this out. As soon as I heard that the fight was canceled, you know, I was gonna wait for a little while to just to see what you guys thought about it and everything. There's only one way this fight got canceled. You guys know this, right? Well, there is more than one way, but There's one way I really believe the fight got canceled. Now I gotta go back and find out what's really going on because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna say different shit. Edwin De Los Santos didn't accept the fight.
You think that's what it was?
When a fighter misses weight, just like Keyshawn Davis, just like uh Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, just like
Yeah, but they
uh
negotiated a
right.
dollar amount to
No,
make the fight
okay,
happen.
okay, you're going too fast. You're going too fast. First of all, we got to get called into an office. All of us. Me, him, the guy I'm fighting, his entire management, whoever's in charge. We all go inside there and we say the fight is technically already canceled, right? You're the champion. You didn't make weight. So, okay. So here's the deal, guys. We can deduct you so much money per pound off your purse, Keyshawn, because you got to get penalized just like Ryan did. He had to forfeit money over to Devin Haney. That's a rule that's been boxing that's been around since boxing. So Keyshawn was going to have to forfeit money to Edwin De Los Santos from his purse. That's a fact, Jack. There's no way around that. And that doesn't come from the boxing promoters. That comes from the boxing athletic committee. They're going to find him and they're going to take that money and give it to Edwin De Los Santos. That's how that works. Right? Okay. Then after that, they negotiate the weight. Whether or not both fighters feel satisfied, and just in case anything happens, the boxing athletic committee got to cover their ass just in case somebody takes an awkward step or weird punch and someone passes away. We got a contract that you guys were aware of this. This ain't no amateur fight. These are contracts are involved. And unless both parties are in agreement, the fight is canceled.
So
Fight is canceled.
Carlos just said that yes, Edwin De Los Santos did not accept the fight. They were concerned for his health.
Told you. I told you. I told you. I didn't even have to see that. Thank you. Thank you for putting in the chat. I know boxing, bro. Keyshawn Davis was ready to take this fight. I already saw it in his eyes. He already admitted, I'm taking the fight. I lost the belt, but I'm going ahead with the fight. So the only other option here was Edwin. It wasn't hard math. There's only two people. you know? I was like, and I just sat here for a second. I thought the process through, and I said to myself,
Well, there's a lot of possibilities too. I mean, you
no,
got
I'm
Jaime
pretty
saying that could it be that De Los Santos asked for too much money? And then CJ said Keyshawn probably didn't want to part with any of his bag.
Here's the problem with both your questions. Here's your problem with both your questions.
I think Keyshawn gets penalized regardless.
Right. Keyshawn's not getting penalized by the promoters or the managers. He's being penalized by the Boxing Athletic Committee in Virginia that's hosting the event, that's in charge of their lives. Those guys with the little boxing badges, them. They're the ones that regulate, sanction, look over the event that your promoters and managing are hosting. That's how that works. So when they come in, they couldn't deem whoever was going to penalize Keyshawn Davis for the amount. It was going to be the boxing. They had no say so. They like negotiate. All right, I'll give you 150,000 for missing weight. No, I want 200. That doesn't work like that. They set a price, and the price is the price from the athletic, and they take it right out of the purse and give it to Edwin. And as far as Edwin asking for more money, yeah, he has the right to ask for more money. Yes, he would, right? In that situation. But you're already getting the 4 pounds money. That would have been suffice. It would have been up to you to cut the weight. I think that what happened in this situation is the same thing Ryan Garcia did to Devin Haney. See, Devin Haney killed himself to drain himself to make 140. Ryan said, fuck that. I'm not cutting weight. he didn't have to suffer through going through the weight cut. So he was more properly hydrated than Devin Haney on fight night. So by Keyshawn Davis not making weight, he didn't drain himself. He's not up on stage like this. He's healthy, smiling. He's doing a pose down. He's strong as fuck. Edwin killed himself to make that weight. Nah, there's a concern there. Your guy is way more plenished than my guy. And then Keyshawn Davis is gonna rehydrate some more weight. Oh, his punches are gonna be that much harder than my guys.
So
You
there's a question and a statement. Nando wants to know how much money are they asking for every pound? And then Carlos says the two sides initially agreed to move forward with the fight. Keyshawn wouldn't have been able to weigh more than 149 and a half pounds at the second day weigh-in by 9 p.m.
right.
De Los Santos and his handlers later prioritized safety and decided not to go through with the fight. They hadn't come to an agreement on Davis' financial penalty by that point.
All right. So Davis's financial penalty to that point is not an initial price that I can just pull. Like there's no penalty that says, okay, if you miss a pound, that's 25 grand. Let's just say hypothetically. No, there's no set price. Everybody's purse is different. It comes off your purse price. So whatever Keyshawn Davis was offered in the fight for his purse, 3% of that.
That's what De Los Santos would get.
No, De La Santos is gonna get weight not making weight thing. Okay.
Is
For an
that
example,
usually a percentage?
yeah, for an example, right? Uh Mayweather paid $150,000 or $125,000 per pound when he came in overweight against Marquez, the one that knocked out Pacquiao. That's Marquez, right? Am I
Yeah.
getting confused? Right. Okay. When Mayweather came back from that 2-year hiatus, he came in overweight on that night. When everybody heard the dollar amount, everybody was like, "Damn, 125,000, $150,000 per pound." But it was because Mayweather was making millions and millions, like that 125,000 wasn't really nothing to what Mayweather walked away with that night. It was ridiculous. It was pretty much like giving a tip on your way out. It slap on the wrist type shit. And Mayweather didn't drain himself and he beat the shit out of him. So uh
BC just said Dan Rafael reported that they offered De Los Santos 50% more money.
and he still wouldn't take the fight. Look at that. Because he knew the health risk. The money wasn't worth it. His fighter was drained. Keyshawn was fucking chilling.
Yeah.
He didn't suffer the weight drain. That's dangerous. He's that much more stronger than your guy. You're putting your guy at big risk. Luckily, Edwin De Los Santos' camp really thought about him because that was a big gamble. That doesn't always pay. Look at Ryan Garcia was 3 pounds heavier than Devin Haney. And on fight night, look how much bigger he was. And then on top of that, Keyshawn's already bigger than Edwin De Los Santos. And look what he looked like when he was cutting weight. Look, I'm standing next to him. Imagine Keyshawn Davis fully hydrated. Edwin De Los Santos them said, man, fuck that, bro. This dude's cheating. This dude's cheating. And he sacrificed the belt to get a stunning knockout on my guy so it could catapult him to the next division. Well, guess what? We're going to pop his bubble. No fight. Now deal with your fucking public perception of yourself and your own doing. We're going to leave you, Keyshawn, in your own shit. We're not going to help you get out of your shit. Matter of fact, we're out of here.
Yo, when you saw De Los Santos at the weigh-in, how did you see him? Did you see him like completely drained, or do you think he
Nah,
was?
he had a big shirt on. So that could be deceiving. He had like
Yeah, but
baggy
I'm talking about
clothes.
his face.
His face, yeah, he looked drained. He looked sucked in.
He
He
looked
looked sucked.
really sunk in. Like,
He looked sucked in, bro. Like he was barely talking. He was like 2 years away and make the weight. Like he didn't look like he looked like if Keyshawn would have gave him that shove that he gave him when he touched the belt, he would have flew across the stage.
yo, but even with that hard ass push, he didn't move De Los Santos that much.
Yeah, but he wasn't weight cutting that night. It wasn't weight drained that day when he touched the belt.
That
The
was the day
next day,
before.
yeah, the next day they had to start cutting weight. Now when De Los Santos was up there, fucking, and his cheeks were fucking synced into his skull, right? And he had hunger cuts for days. He looked like he was on a TV show, surviving the island, right? And Keyshawn Davis is up on stage doing jumping jacks and butt backflips. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You
Yeah,
cheating.
yeah, it
You
would have never been
cheating.
healthy for him.
No, man. Keyshawn's brain is fully hydrated. He didn't have to drain out all the water out of all his organs like Edwin De Los Santos did. Edwin De Los Santos got to fill up with water all night and be all night with a bloated stomach like that. While Keyshawn Davis is over here chilling like this, preparing for a fight, knowing he's the stronger, bigger man. Fuck out of here, bro. As a matter of fact, you fucked up, vacated your belt. You don't even got to fight right now. You just showed up to give your belt away in your championship status, kid.
Yo, this could
You
be a good thing for Abdullah Mason though. Now becoming the main event.
Well, he's a main event now, and the kid's got to show up and show out because the card's on his hands.
Yep.
He's already fighting for some miscellaneous minor belt there. Abdullah, it's on the line. They announced it when they both made weight. So he was already fighting for some mysterious belt. So
So
I don't
I
know. I don't know what they do in this kind of situation, but trust me when I tell you, Tio ain't going to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Prince might not be fucking with him no more. Who the fuck is Tio signed to? He
Isn't he
denied
still
every
with
fight.
Top Rank though?
Yeah. Well, uh, who's in bed with Turkey? Top Rank. All right. So, uh, 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 here's the problem. Tio done denied every possible fight, even Subir Matias at $4 million. Reportedly, he would not take it. He didn't
El-
take any
11
of
million against Haney.
Yeah, he didn't take any of the other ones. I thought Gary Antoine Russell might have been an option, but that doesn't seem like it's coming about neither. And then you know, look, I don't. Teal's options, he's just running out of options, bro. Not a lot of people want to fuck with him, and then the other people that do want to fuck with him, there's no one really that he hasn't already denied and said no to that they like. I, I I don't know,
Well,
man.
the rumors with Teal not going to fight. He backed out of the
Still
Haney
don't know.
fight.
Yeah, he don't know that to be true. Go
The
ahead.
ru- no no I'm saying the rumors is that the fight was scheduled to be in Saudi Arabia, and Teal is afraid to fight in Saudi to get backlash for him talking shit about Turkey, calling him a dictator and all that shit. And he's afraid to get backlash over there in Saudi Arabia from them because they take that shit serious. At least that's the excuses they're putting out for Teal.
All right, let me be honest with you, right? At first glance, oversight view, I even reported that, right? I even said, yo, Tio might be crazy going out there, right? That fucking Turk and fucking have him tie down and have 12 fucking guys come in and give him a dick meat sandwich every morning. That'd be fucking bad business right there, right? Okay. But all jokes aside, right? Teofimo Lopez is a professional athlete with a pretty big following on social media, and he has a pretty big voice. Anytime he could click that live button, he can get people to tune in. Okay. That being said, you mean to tell me, Tio, that you really think that this $1 billion dude is going to invite you all the way out there for what? You are afraid that America can protect you? So he was never going to let you go, Tio. And no one was going to say, hey, whatever happened to Teofimo Lopez? You think he could just do that? Is he gonna make you disappear for calling him a dick? Right? Okay. So even if when you went out there, let's say he gave you pow pow, right? Let's say he got 10 guys come in the room, tie you up, whatever, smack you up. You really think Tio ain't gonna come back and tell?
Or they could have put a Floyd Schofield and planted drugs in his car
Oh
and
yeah, 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 yeah. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Right. So
and then
I
he got
just
arrested.
right. So anything that they would have done to Tio, you don't think he would have came back and told? He just, yo, I went out there, they did X, Y, and Z. So I don't think he would have did that. You know what I'm saying? Now the most I think he would have did would probably had a judge or two. Now Tio, and then Tio said, "Oh, remember when Turkey said Devin Haney's my man? Yeah, he says that about every fighter. He says every fighter, this is my guy. He says that to every fighter. So I don't believe that neither. I just think that Tio, um, Tio got in his own head, and somehow he convinced himself, no, I'm not going to get a fair shake. So, Tio, so the option of knocking out Devin Haney never occurred in your head. It never occurred in your head. And then the look that Devin Haney got for running, I don't think that they're going to really award him. Like, I don't know. Tio, I don't really think he thought this through. I think he went cartoon inside of his head. He thought this guy's gonna get me out there and what makes you think Tio wasn't gonna get back on the first thing smoking? Look what they did to me. Like, come on. And then what would that say about Turkey and him doing business with everybody in boxing? And people going out there. If Tio comes back, talk about they gave me 12 thick meat sandwiches at noontime, 15 at 4. Right? Like that would stop. That would stop. People would be like, "What they do to you, Tio? He did this,
Crazy.
this." Yo, nobody would ever go out there. So I don't really believe Turkey would ever even harm a hair on Tio's head. I don't really think so. He's not.
Chicago Kills, what's up, Bobby?
What up, Chicago?
You're on mute.
Yo,
Chicago.
yo, hey, can you hear me? Is my connection good?
Yeah, your
Yeah, you good
connection is
now.
good. It's good. It's good.
Oh shit, I
Just
think I
just
gotta
just
reconnect.
make yo,
Oh
just
hey, what
make
up,
sure.
guys?
What up, bro? Make sure while you're standing outside on Walmart stealing their cable, their internet, that they don't see you.
Who?
Just fucking with you, Chicago.
Nah,
Fucking with
G,
you. What's up, B?
I got AT&T, baby. Man,
Oh,
I'm over here in the mean streets of Chicago, baby. K Town
oh
26th Street. Keep killing over here. Spinning the
shit.
block. Trying to catch
We
these
ain't got
ops.
no.
Nah, but hey, you made sense. You made sense. You made sense. About the whole Edward De Los Santos,
Yeah.
you know, being like, you know what, man, forget that. I ain't gonna get knocked out by this guy and let this guy come up off me, not
Right.
make weight for a knockout. And then,
Yeah.
bro, you made total sense. Cause you know what? Before I heard you say that, I was like, man, what the hell's up with Edward De Los Santos pulling out? He seems a little like a pussy or something. But then when you said that, bro, it clicked in my head. I'm like, damn, you make total sense.
Yeah.
Fucking let Keyshawn pick up the pieces. Why
That's
he
it.
ain't
Leave
make
him in
weight?
his shit.
He fucked up
Leave
the
Bro,
him.
whole
you only
bag.
get that
Fucked up the whole
information right
fight.
here at Round One Sports Talk, Papa.
Yeah,
That's it. You know what I mean? Leave him in his own shit, bro. Did you
yeah,
think that one through, Keyshawn? Keyshawn's like, yeah,
yeah,
all right, I'm gonna
exactly.
vacate the belt, but I'm gonna knock him out. Everybody's gonna cheer for me. Then I'm gonna go up, no fight. What you mean? Left him right there, holding, digging his hand, like, huh? Like, yeah. Did you think that one through?
Yeah,
Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you
that was
know,
good, bro. That was a good one. Cause you know what? Dominicans ain't really known for being smart, But this was a good move. Good
I'm
move.
glad that I'm glad that his management was there for him, and somebody thought this shit through, and the health concerns
It was
that it.
it was Ness.
Yeah.
Ness told him, hey, don't take the fight. Don't take the fight.
Oh man, listen, man. Look, I look, what happens from here, it's anybody's guess, right? But we all know one thing for sure. Keyshawn Davis is no longer the 135 WBO champion of the world. They already got it up here as vacant. They already got it on the websites as vacant. So, yo, they could put Abdullah Macy's number 2.
Yeah,
He's
but
ranked. He's ranked number 2.
well, he would have. He would have. I mean, this fight that he's got coming up right now, tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be for. They can't make it for the W. I mean, they can do whatever they want. I'm just
Why
saying.
can't they? Yeah, that's I was gonna say. Why can't they? They can just announce and elevate the fight. They got the power to do it. It's their organization. They got the power right now. They're probably deciding that right now behind the scenes.
Yeah,
You
but did
know,
you see? Did you see Abdullah Mason? He did. He looked like he's struggling to make 35 too. He
ah,
looked. He looked drained.
yeah, but he made it. He made the weight,
You know, he made it.
yeah, and the thing is that like right now I could see like Abdullah Mason's team, and like the boxing athletic committee of Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia, and they're up all night, and both sides are giving their pleas of why this fight could still be a big fight. And because Abdullah Mason got a little buzz, he's got a little buzz, and then if Keyshawn Davis ever decides like to get serious and turn around and say, Abdullah, I want to fight you because I'm the real champion, and blah blah blah, there's a matchup right there in itself. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what would they do, but I've seen crazier shit pulled off in the sport of boxing. Shit, I'm watching Manny Pacquiao fight Mario Barrio for a real world title after 5 years in inactivity.
In
I,
WBO.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. I no, that's the WBC. Um, Mario Bar's
Oh yeah,
WBC
WBC.
champion.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like I've seen it all in boxing. You know what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow's fight they announce that, and this is fucking crazy, bro. How could Keyshawn do this to his fans, to the boxing world, after all the shit he talked about everybody else, and how much of a businessman he is, how much of a professional he is, and he just slapped us all in the face. That's the immaturity of a young fighter getting success and money early and not knowing how to manage it. That's exactly what took place here. There's nothing wrong with Keyshawn Davis making this weight. He's fairly young and he's not that like far off in size. It really looks like Keyshawn Davis came to fight camp really late and out of shape and overweight. He was able to afford some of those bigger steaks at the steakhouse, and he was invited to a lot of parties. And I'm
You think
pretty
the belt
sure
got to his head?
it definitely 100%. Learning how to live with money is something else. You got to understand that everybody sits around and says, yo, I wish I could hit the lottery, or I wish I came across a large sum of money. I guarantee you one thing, you won't have that money for long. That's a fact, Jack. There's nobody in the world that I can just wake up tomorrow, give you $1 million and expect you to stay rich. It's not going to happen. You know why? Because you have no idea how to make the money. It's not going to last. The money was given to you. And when you get presented with a large plus of money, you didn't know how it was to save and value a dollar. You're going to get $1 million, and what you're going to do what every poor person does, shopping spree. It's the natural reaction because you've never had anything. And you want to feel like those other people that used to walk by you that were dressed better.
Hey,
And if you
Carlos, I think the link is in the chat. You just got to scroll up on it, or I don't know, drop it again.
Yeah, I'll drop it again. So
Yep.
so if you don't know how to manage money, bro, I'm here personally to tell you. I've came across money more than once. Bro, had a little bit of money, man, and I fucked that money up. Bro, the following year, I remember I was sitting around saying, I wish I had that kind of money right now. I would know exactly what to do with it. The very next day, I got that and almost half. So I got what I was asking for and then some. I was broke again.
Hey, BC says he said nah. Bomac said he came in to camp at 47, so he didn't have to focus on weight loss as much, just sharpening his skills.
Bomax is a damn liar, and he's gonna lie for his fighter. When there's fire, you don't report that to the public. If he was 157 pounds, Bomac's job is to say he's 147. But what did your eyes tell you? He don't look like he was 147. I know what 147 looks like.
Yeah, that
He
means he
big
only
as
lost three
hell.
pounds.
He big as hell. So if he was
No,
147, then you mean to tell me he had that entire time to cut weight from that moment and fight weight night cutting weight? Bro, you could you can squeeze out 3 pounds of water in like 4 hours out of your body from the drain to the sauna. That's a bullshit ass excuse. And since I'm a boxer and I've been in boxing gyms, I know all coaches lie to protect their fighter. So that way they say from the outside in, ain't nothing going wrong with fight camp. We're on schedule. Bullshit. That happens every time, all the time. I can't tell you how many times my coach lied for me. He's not supposed to get up there and tell the truth when shit's going wrong. The fuck you alerting the media and the ops? You gonna tell the ops that shit is going wrong? He gonna be like, nope, everything's on schedule. That's Bomac's job. Don't go by that, bro. Don't go by that. As you can see, there was trouble in paradise. Because you should have did the math yourself and said 3 pounds back then. Someone's bullshitting.
yo, he could have lost those 4 pounds, bro.
You mean to tell me that Bomac said he was 147 back then, and after attempting to cut weight, he gained an additional 2 pounds? He was 147 back then. He missed weight by what was it? He won 139. Oh, sorry. Right. Well, 139. Okay. I thought he was 149. But that's ironic. He wasn't that weight. He wasn't
So
that weight.
if he went into camp at 47, all he had to lose was 12 pounds.
That's
And you're telling me that he couldn't lose 12 pounds throughout his whole camp?
that's on schedule. From the time frame when he's saying it at 12 pounds, that's on schedule. You would have been right at the amount of weight on fight night in order to cut the right of weight. Let's say you're 9, 7, 8, even 10 pounds out from the weight. You can even be 16 pounds out from the weight and start cutting weight on fight night. You'll still make weight.
You mean fight week?
No, fight. Let's say, okay, the night before I had to cut weight, right? Let's say you were 10 pounds overweight or
You
even
talking about
more.
the night before the weigh-in?
Right, the night before the weigh-in, right? And then the next day you cut weight, and then in the morning you go and step on the scale, right? Okay. How much weight do you think these fighters cut?
Bro, to lose 10 pounds or whatever, I mean, 4 pounds, it could be done. But to lose 10 pounds overnight, bro, that's hard as fuck.
All right,
You're
all
going to
right.
lose it not in a healthy way.
I'm gonna tell you I cut 16 pounds before a fight. Me personally, I've done
Okay,
that.
but how long before a fight?
What you mean before the fight? The night before, I was 16 pounds overweight. The next morning, I cut 16 pounds, got on the scale, and made weight.
Yeah, but that's not healthy.
All right. I was a kid. I was a kid when that day. I was like 15, but still, I did it. And then I fought. I was like 132 pounds, and then I got cut down or whatever it was, all the way down to like the 112, 118 is where I fought for that little tournament that I entered. I remember. So I cut all that in saunas, right? And then how do you think that the fighter puts on 15, 16 pounds after he replenishes? That's the weight that he cut off. That's the weight that he cut off. That's all the body water that you got out of yourself, and you starved yourself the last 2 days. So you got an empty stomach, you dehydrated yourself and everything. Of course, with all the proper vitamins, because these guys know how to do it. They got nutritionists and they do it the right way. Us in the ghetto, we were taking chances like a motherfucker, bro. We was doing it crazy. Come to think about it, the way we
Wasn't
were doing
Keyshawn
it.
part of Snack?
Oh yeah, he's got them real good snack shit, right? He can cut weight. Shit, he should have just cracked the bottle open. It would have been
I
all
got a
right.
question.
What?
First of all, shout out Round One, Frontline. What's up?
What
No,
up?
I got a question to y'all with this whole dilemma with Keyshawn. You think Keyshawn is a weight bully? That's the question.
Well, there's no weight bullies in boxing, really. Boxing, weight cutting is an art. It's an art form, Carlos, where that if you make weight, the contracted weight, then what are we talking? You know what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah,
if there's an excessive amount of weight where you gain like 23 pounds the next day, I think there should be something done with that. I think there was like something, but I can't find no writing to back it up. And I think it just become like an unwritten rule in the sport that if you pass 16 pounds, the fight is canceled. You can't have more than that, right? Because as we all know, in every gym in America, across all of gym in America, the most dangerous weight divisions are the divisions you cut weight. Heavyweight, they don't really pay the ultimate price like us, like the
yeah.
lower everybody else that cuts weight. Because when we fight, we're putting ourselves at danger because we're taking all the water out of our body. So it's easier to knock out a guy that cut weight than a guy that's replenished his entire career. He has
But
no idea. Yeah.
like what I'm trying to say, it's not. I do agree, cutting weight is the art, but I'm just bringing I bring this question because I've heard it from other people. Like, no, Keyshawn is a weight bully. Look at his frame, this and that, and I bring the question to you because, for example, let me bring you an example. Lomachenko. Lomachenko was a
Okay.
smaller fighter
Yeah.
at 135 compared to a Devin Haney. You understand?
Okay. Okay. Name me a fighter in boxing first that's not a weight bully. Say Lomachenko. Carlos,
Like that.
say no,
Lomachenko.
say
You want me to say
say Lom
Lomachenko?
yes, say
All right,
Lomachenko.
let's Lomachenko.
Okay.
But he,
And the
but he
reason
was all the way
why
down to 126.
okay, but wait.
Go ahead, go
I
ahead.
want you to say fighters like Lomachenko or other fighters, but here's the reason why you want you to use Lomachenko in particular is because of what I'm gonna get to. Okay. Every fighter in boxing is a weight bully. No fighter fights in their natural weight. There are very few fighters that do, in fact, fight in their natural weight, like Subriel Matias. He's a true
Hmm.
140 pounder. He's the definition of a true 140 pounder. Sorry. Now, the reason why I wanted you to say Lomachenko, because what Lomachenko was doing, that was his choice. You understand? Lomachenko fought at 135 because that was his choice. He was a real 126 pounder, 130 at best. We all knew that. He chose to pack on the weight and come to a bigger weight division because of bigger names. Now, you can't call these guys weight bullies because you're a smaller guy that chose to play with the big boys. No, you knew where you were coming before you got here.
Yeah, you know
I
what you was coming into.
Right, right. So that's Loma's choice to go fight with the big boys. And he was the smaller guy in there with them. Now, weight bully aside, shit, then I would say that every man in boxing is a weight bully, especially Espinoza. Especially Espinoza, when today on stage you saw with your own eyes that the world said, oh shit, look at Devin Haney's brother trying to make weight, right? Trying to make weight. And she said, man, it must be tough to
You.
get a 140 pounds in that
What's up?
6'1" frame. 6'1"
Yeah, like,
frame. Right. They said, man, that must be nearly impossible to do that. And I said, well, then hold up. Espinoza's 6'1" and he's at 126.
but the thing I bring this up round one, it's not like I have a problem.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I'm the
yeah.
one having an uproar. I'm just hearing it
N-
from the
No,
casuals,
I
the
heard you
audience,
loud and
and
clear.
and
You told
and
me the
and,
audience was saying this.
and, and let me bring another example. Like weight has been a constant debate in boxing. Can we agree on that?
Yes, yes, it has been.
Because look for example, Tank Davis. Tank Davis brings you a catch rate and a rehydration clause in the same day. Two
That's
clauses in
another
the same day.
Lomachenko.
You know
Tank
what I
Davis,
mean?
yes, Tank Davis is another Lomachenko, a little guy playing in a big boys weight division, and he's putting all these rehydration clauses to at least keep you on the same size that he technically is. Tank. He's just a 5'5" little dude that didn't see any future in 130. So he had to
And
go to a bigger weight.
and another example, I remember when Devin Haney was blowing up a lot of weight in the day of the fight, like like he was becoming like a middleweight for a lightweight division, and they the WBA put a rule that you can't pass over 12 pounds, something like that.
Yeah, at the
Me
time.
personally,
At
yeah,
the
me
time.
personally, I respect the fighters, for example, like Canelo, that he fought Berlanga, being him taller, bigger. He blown up to 200 pounds, and he still beat him. You know what I mean? There was no excuse. That's how I
Right.
see. Like you said, like cutting weight is a art. If you can make the
Yeah.
weight on the scale, congratulations. All
Yeah. That's why the
all
Yeah.
applause to
IBF.
you. But
Everybody
like,
likes.
but
Go
for
ahead,
like
Frontline.
Keyshawn, for his
Go.
first defense to miss weight, it looks bad on him. You know what I mean? Because for his frame
Right.
and all that. Go ahead, Frontline.
No, what I was gonna say that every sanctioning body should be just like the IBF. You want to make a
Yeah.
fair fight, yo, you can't rehydrate more than 10 pounds.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Because at that point, now it's a level playing field all the way across. You ain't got to worry about somebody coming in. I mean, you can still come in extremely high, but you're not going to be healthy for the fight.
But when do we put like a stop? Like, for example, like, all right, the IBF got like a 10-pound rehydration clause. But what is a good number to rehydrate to? Because there's some fighters that are so good of cutting weight, they rehydrate the next day 20 pounds. You think that's excessive or that's fair?
Well, listen, check it out, right? Okay. When fighters used to go in and rehydrate and fight fighters like Mayweather back in the day, Miguel Cotto, all those guys, wow, they had a lot of weight on Mayweather. He really proved that skills pay the bills. And if you want to rehydrate over 20 pounds overnight, I don't think that they could be healthy for you. You understand? As a fighter, you trained to be in this kind of weight, cutting that much weight, putting it back on, and then going in and trying to perform, your body might stall out on you. You might not be able to
But it's
get
a
what you
double-edged
want.
sword,
So,
though.
huh?
It's a
It's a
double-edged
double edged.
sword with that.
It's a
I,
double. It's a
I,
double edged sword because if you don't get the guy out of there for early, he's gonna be strong. But that weight that he's packing on, that's gonna bite him in the ass later in the fight. So It's a
I think
double-edged sword.
a good weight is like no more than 12 pounds
Right.
comfortably.
And that's why the IBF says
Yeah.
10.
When
What's up,
you look at
Chicago?
the fights, though, guys, when you look at the fights,
Yo,
whoever
AT&T sucks ass.
He's breaking up.
You're going into
am
a
I cracking
electrical store.
up? Damn,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Nah, you're breaking up, puppy. I can't.
They
It's
just
like
they just hit you with an EMP.
Yo, get out of Walmart.
Fucking
Chicago's my man. I don't know. Hop out and hop back in, maybe, or try. I don't know.
It's probably the
There you
signal.
go. Yes.
Yo, but like you got a
He's
fighter like
driving.
Subriel
I
that
think he was
walks
driving.
around
Yep.
natural weight 147. That's his natural.
Yeah.
So for him to lose 7 pounds, that's why he says he can make 40 or 140 easy.
Comfortably.
And that's why when they
Comfortably.
ask him, "Oh, you want to move up or this or that?" He said, "Why? I don't struggle to make 40."
Right.
And
The-
if more boxers were
I,
disciplined like that,
yeah.
it
and
would be
another
better for the
fighter
sport.
that I know many people don't like right now that's is a hot topic is Teofimo. Teofimo said on a live that he's right now like 153. He's right between of 147 and 140. He can make those two weight classes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he's
But what's the
And
disciplined
then
point of
in
him making
terms
the
of
weight
his
if he
weight.
doesn't want to fight nobody?
yeah, and then the
Well,
thing
that's the
is that
problem.
Teofimo Lopez is putting what now his new stock in Jerron Boots Ennis, and Jerron Boots Ennis has been telling Tio, bro, I'm not gonna fight you because there's nothing in it for me, right? And Tio doesn't seem to be catching the hint because Tio is thinking, well, if I go up there and fight Jerron Boots Ennis and I beat him, then I become a 3-division world champion. Yeah, Tio, that's great for you. But Jerron Boots Ennis would have to give you that opportunity to stay to gain nothing. And he's not even really technically getting a title defense in his own weight division because you never fought in my weight division, right?
And
And
these
Tio,
Hondas, man.
you don't got no belt. So what are you putting on the line?
Well,
So
Boots can have Teofimo on his resume.
what the fuck is that, bro?
But the
Boots
thing is,
Boots is trying to get another belt. Tio is a waste of
but
his
the
time. He's just helping out
but
Tio sell
have you seen
tickets. I
Boots?
don't know.
Have you seen Boots lately? This dude look big. He look brolic. He's not staying at 147. He's moving up.
Yeah, but he got 2 belts. He's gonna want to try to unify the rest of the division if at least he can. Let's see what happens with Brian Norman Jr., right? And we go from there. Okay, wait a minute. And then did Manny
But can we?
Pac-Man.
But but can we agree on this though? Um, Tio do got a lot of options now with Keyshawn moving up at
Where?
140. The the
Oh,
Richardson
with
Hitchens
Keyshawn.
unification. The unification with
Well, Hitchens
Hitchens.
is tied up with Cambosos right now.
And as soon as he
Okay,
finishes that fight with
he can
Camboza,
he
Richard
can
Hitchison
he can
himself said he's moving up.
Fuego's tied
he
up
can
with
fight Brian Norman.
Matias.
He can fight
That's
with
at 47.
Subban, but he has the
Norman's at
WO and
47.
but the WO allows you to fight the champion in the upper weight class.
Yo, guys, I just thought of something.
Uh-oh.
What?
Could Keyshawn Davis had known, which I think he might have known he wasn't going to make weight. He knew he wasn't on schedule. And the remaining of the weight that he had on him, it would kill him to make the contractable weight at 135. Do you think that the reason why he said, I'm not going to fight Raymond
Dos Santos.
Moyotaya. No, I'm
Oh,
not going to fight Raymond Moyotaya for his belt because I don't want to pay sanctioning fees because he knew he was about to lose his belt.
That could be a possibility.
So he
yeah,
was
that could be a
trying to make
possibility.
belts seem like they don't matter because he was about to be stripped. So
That's
before
Yeah,
you get stripped, put down the belts and tell Morataya, vacate your belt so you could be like me, a fuck up, right? Because I'm about to lose my belt. So what I want to do is put down the belt situation and say, we can sell the fighter ourselves. We're the fighters type shit because you weren't a professional.
I don't care what no one says. Belts always matter. For Keyshawn to say this in a matter of less than 24 hours just shows that he already had an escape plan.
Escape plan, right? Think about it. Think about it. Already saying I'm not fighting Moritari because I don't want to pay more sanctioning fees. What do you mean? You're acting like sanctioning fees is a problem for you. Why? Yeah, because you're about to lose your belt. So make it
And
seem that way.
what I wanted to say, I forgot what I wanted to say is that um it sucks for the boxing fan that this fight has been canceled. Um I was really wanted to watch it because you know styles. I like styles when they clash, but if the champion is not professional, well, what can you do? Health comes first. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. And if you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or Kick, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps with visibility of the channel. And don't forget to share or interact with the show. So, Carlos, man, look, this sucks. The fight is canceled. We were a day out from the fucking fight, bro. We
Yep.
we were talking shit. Dominicans were ready. The Americans were ready. We had ourselves a fight. Him and Keyshawn and Dula Mason got at it. Well, after this fight, well, then you fight me. Bro, you're not even a champion. Why would I want to fight you anymore? Like, like he knew his stock was going out the window. He started fights with everybody on the stage. It makes me feel that way. You know what I'm saying? He was already looking for another possibility of locking somebody into with his
Yeah.
sinking ship.
But front lines here. I wanted to ask both of y'all, what's your opinion about Yanquiel Tortosito Rivera signing with MVP Promotions?
I like it. It's good.
Bro, we all knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they came out with the video, him hitting the pad. It looked cool, man. I mean,
Yeah. It was just a
Well, if
matter
anybody
of
knows
time.
how to promote something, it's Jake Paul. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
that's crazy
obviously,
though.
think about it. When Alicia Baumgartner signed to MVP, you saw the video they did with her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Jake Paul's gonna
I
promote
gotta give it to him.
everybody.
And you saw Alicia Bungard take shots at Amanda and Amanda vice versa. Now look, they signed. So, you know what I mean? Back in it's never common or uncommon for old beef or any kind of beef or an expecting of a new fighter or one guy go with this guy or sign like for instance, everybody thought Jerron Bucenis was gonna sign with the PBC. How many people thought that when he was a free agent? He was gonna go right to the PBC. He fucking went to the zone.
Yeah.
Like we were
Yeah,
like, what
Marshall.
the fuck move was that? Like we thought like we were like, what? Like, but
But one
sometimes
thing I
these
gotta give it to Jake Paul, that man, he could promote for real. For being not that many years in boxing, he knows he knows how to promote.
yeah, there are a lot of situations where you don't think people are gonna sign with certain people, and all of a sudden, being you're like, "What the hell? I never saw that coming." But yeah, I would have
But
never
front line,
thought that. Boom. Yeah, go ahead.
What's
you
up?
think you think that that fight is still on, Yankel Rivera versus Cardova, or that shit fell off?
I don't know about
I
that.
don't even know. I haven't even
Uh,
heard of an announcement for that fight.
yeah, I don't know anything
Yeah,
about that right now.
the WBA had them these guys to fight each other. Está la madre estos tipos, bro, cortando la grama at 9 p.m., bro. What the fuck? Can you hear that or
What
no?
the fuck? No, I can't hear it. You're
You got
good.
Puerto Rican
Okay,
neighbors.
man. Man, that
Mexican
shit
neighbors.
blows me.
Puerto Ricans don't cut their lawn at 9. We're already chilling. To
I
me,
live in a mostly, I mean, heavily Puerto Rican community. I mean,
Somebody
Castro
really.
or
they probably got
whatever.
a couple. They probably got a
Ah,
couple medallas in them, and
Yeah,
That's it.
I'll be in the live. I'll be like, damn, man, can these guys hear the fucking Hondas with the big old mufflers in the back?
You ever
I'm
yo yo
like,
yo yo yo. I'm not saying I'm insinuating that everybody got a friend or a relative that's on drugs or whatever, but have you ever seen that one dude is like I've had friends and shit, right? I'll be honest, they be high on that smack and they come around, they want to clean everything. And I just step back and this motherfucker's cleaning my car with a toothbrush, like
oh,
right?
oh
And
yeah.
I'm like, it's like the middle of the night, and he's outside with the what do you call those machines? The wax machine.
The
He's
buffer.
doing the
Polishing.
side
He's polishing that shit.
the
Yeah.
buffer. He's doing the sidewalk, right? So I laugh when you said that because I pictured some dude all fucking fucked up, like doing the lawn. Like, yo, pero tú ni tienes que cortar esta grama. But they always come out either want to start building something or I be laughing. When I used to be in the hood when I was younger and shit, the fiends used to always do that shit. They would start cleaning shit and they start organizing things and stuff. I'm like, bro,
Yo,
that's a trash can.
what
Like,
you what you think about that Bam Bam fight?
Ooh,
uh,
with the kafu
well,
afu.
that's for unification.
Yes.
And I think that Kafu is going to be a little bit trickier than a lot of people. Like, I respect Bam. Come on, guys. You guys know I like Bam,
Yeah, no,
right?
I know.
And I'm watching Kafu's
But we can't look
like
over
highlight tapes.
this opponent.
Right, because I got to study him, right? More and more, and fresher in my head. I've seen his fights, a couple Kafu fights here and there, but I want to get more, fresher again because sometimes you watch fights and you watch it again and you see it's like you see a different fight. Sometimes it happens to me a lot. So I'm watching him fights and I'm saying to myself, this guy might be a little tricky, but Bam always got an answer. He always seems like shouts out to Robert Garcia, and the preparation they do over there, with the job that they do with their men. It always seems like Bam's always on his A game. That's for sure. And his angles are phenomenal, man. His foot and hand timing, coordination is up there. It's up there with them. So Kavu's got a big night himself. Anything can happen in boxing, but I like this fight. I'm not going to say it's a 50-50. I'm going to
Uh,
give Bam Bam a slight edge. I'm giving Bam Bam a slight edge. I'm not going to say it's a
yeah.
50-50 like that. I'm gonna say that I I like Bam Bam's selection of punches slightly more than Kafu's. That's it, like that, and his footwork, of course. But when it came to the when and where, when to throw the punch, like getting hit off your reaction punch, I think Bam's slight that much better than him in that.
Yo, did you hear the
Um.
fans are really hyping up that Rohan Polanco versus Nicholas Flaz. Yo, people are
Yep.
talking about it.
Listen, Um, Rohan Polanco, second fight here, 147. He looked good. He looked great. Nicholas Flas, look, um, all right, guys. All right. You're familiar with Nicholas Flas, frontline, right?
Yep, yep.
Okay. All right. Tell me right now, if you had to break down Nicholas Flas's style, what do you like about him?
So Nicholas Flaz reminds me of a combination of Tito Trinidad and Miguel Cotto
He's
as a
got
boxer.
Mm.
he's got Trinidad's um hand speed and Miguel Cotto's power, or Cotto's patient and Trinidad's power? How do you see it?
Well, the way I see him
Yeah,
is he his footwork is more like Trinidad,
I tell you what.
and hold on, I'm trying to picture.
Yeah. Go ahead.
um
You're there.
I see his footwork like Trinidad, but his defense is more like Kodo, and then his power could be Kodo or Trinidad because he's got that left hook that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Um, and then his chin, he's been dropped before. So, and when you start talking about when you start talking about a chin against ¿cómo se llama? Polanco,
Yeah.
it's gonna be tough because Polanco got popped.
He got popped,
You know
but
what I like?
my question
Yep.
is, what I want to see him get hit
No,
too
no, no,
more
no.
off. I mean, not like
Polanco's been hit before. He's got a chin. He's already proven that.
he
Pero,
he's been hit, but like
pero the problem with Polanco is he gasses out mid to the later rounds. Shout out Coqui.
Okay, listen. This is my thing.
Coqui says
that'll be a great
he's
fight if
giving
that
punch
ever
at
happens.
izquierdo.
Yo, check it out.
He might, Coqui, he might sick Tio on you.
Tio. All right, look here.
Not to like
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Carlos.
change the topic, but we'll get back to it. But Samson Levokovic um, commented and said, we renegotiated 10 pounds more money, but we concluded that Davis never tried to make weight.
Right,
He was dancing on the scale. I didn't want what happened to Haney and Garcia to happen.
right.
We canceled the fight.
Which was
So
the
they
smart
just took
move.
care of their fighter of Edwin de los Santos. Yeah, it is a smart move.
Bro, everything I
Got
said,
nothing else to
didn't
prove.
I say, didn't I joke around and say, here this motherfucker doing jumping jacks and backflips on the scale, right? Look at Sam, look at what they all noticed it. He's over here, chilling
Yeah, I
like,
noticed it in a weigh-in.
huh? What happened?
I noticed it that Samson. I noticed that Samson. He was like irritated with Keyshawn. He didn't like Keyshawn's antics.
Right.
Like if you rewatch that weigh-in, you can see that he got like pushed away or something like that.
Look, I think all in all, I mean, Edwin as a warrior, he might have been like, yeah, I wanna fight, right? Okay. But health wise, I think Samson and them had to make a decision for him because you got to protect these fighters from themselves sometimes. Sometimes these fighters are a little bit too tough for themselves, you know, and that's where I think, and I think the right decision was subconsciously made because I really like that they left Keyshawn Davis soaking in his own shit, and look what happened now, and look where what position he's in with his own fans, and he left his brothers on a fight card that he was headlining, and he really got the family looking pretty bad. And I'm telling you, what's gonna put the cherry on this fucking pie, if his brothers go out there and fucking lose, how bad is the Davis family
Hmm.
is gonna look, and then you
Right now, the Vargas family is shooting shots at him.
right, and you ever get a boxer, right? And they come out with these crazy like names, catchphrases, and their name backfires on him. He's like, "Hey, KO, I'm the KO king," and he goes and gets knocked out. You got knocked the fuck out, KO, right? Or they'll be like, hands of fire," and then the next day in the paper they extinguish the flame. Like they'll make fun of your name. And if you're gonna call yourself the businessman, or you're gonna call yourself like the legend of Muhammad Ali or some shit, those are big shoes to fill. You're supposed to your whole name is that you're a professional and that you're willing to do bit. You can count on me because when you come to see me fight, I make sure I take care of what business. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You let everybody down within 24 hours. And guess what you did too? You lost your belt. He should be in a room fucking crying.
Yeah, he must feel real stupid
Yeah.
after going back
Um.
and forth with Abdullah Mason,
Because
talking about
he loses in that conversation. He was
exactly.
winning. He had a doula stuttering and everything. Now the
You
whole
think
world is saying, Keyshawn's running from a doula. Like, yo, it's fucking ridiculous.
it was because he was not humble with it?
Yeah. I think that, like I said, the champion's curse bit him in the ass. It's when an athlete, I talked about it, when an
Uh.
athlete gets money and everything, they don't know how to manage it. Trust me.
Stop
You know,
motion MMA. In my opinion,
Run like
Calvin Davis is the weakest link out of the DB3s.
Calvin Davis, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
the weakest link.
yeah. He doesn't look like fundamentally he's still green. He's still green.
a front line going back with the Polanco Nicolas Flas conversation. Um, my question to you is: I've seen a recent interview that Polanco's talk about he wants that Nicolas Flas like right away, but Samson saying, "What's the point of doing the fight now if they can make more money down the line?"
LB,
What's your stance about
Mhm.
on
let me
that?
tell you something. In an interview that Flies had, he said he so Polanco today he was on, I forgot what show he was on. He was like, no, dile que manden el contrato. Dile que manden el contrato. Dile que like that's all he kept saying. Send the contract, send the
If,
contract. But the thing is, I think the one that has to send the contract in that fight would have to be Polanco. Because he's the more he'll be the A side. But
okay,
but as much as good as I would say Polanco is, bro, don't sleep on Flies.
Listen, when Flies
no,
fought
no, hell
Tucker,
no.
right? I remember that fight, right? He
Yeah,
fought him, and the one thing that Tucker tried to do is the same thing Polanco does. See, Polanco is actually a bully in the ring.
Right.
He's a bully. He wants to go forward. If you can out bully the bully in the first few rounds and back him up,
Y
I
con
would like to.
Flies, y con
Huh?
Flies se va a joder.
Because I remember when Tucker was trying to bully Floss. Floss had that nice little sharp body inside shot to the body. He kept sneaking it under there to him, and Tucker kept throwing the overhand right, and Floss would dip to the side. Floss,
And he had Tucker on Bambi legs too.
and
And
he had
I
him on
think it was
Bambi
round
legs. That's
6, I
right.
think.
So I seen Floss try to get bullied and how to deal with the bully. You understand? So I thought that Rohan Polanco has a good style, strong, but I also think that the guys that he's been fighting of late weren't as strong as him, and he was able to steamroll these guys, so to
Yo,
speak.
but where's this all this Dominican versus Puerto Rico rivalry shit coming from, bro?
Be-
I was gonna get in that.
It was
I was gonna get that.
because
Papi,
shit is popping off, and
Papi,
I've been saying it.
Hey, hey, round one. I saw that. I saw that the video of you, Nestor, and Broadway
Yeah.
Joel, and Broadway Joel is saying that we're leading. We got three
Oh,
champions. Man, if I was there, man, I would tell them, no, you're not, because we got Oscar Collazo unified in 105 division. We got El Chulito in 108. We got, I mean, we got Antonio Vargas, one 118 WBA champion, and we got Shakur Stevenson. So technically, we do got four, and we're probably gonna get six with Subrel and Sander Sayas in July.
you want to know something? You're right. And another,
They're all world champions, and they got Puerto Rico in them. So I'm not here being like cheating or
yeah.
nothing like that.
but what do
What's
they
his name?
claim?
One
That's what their
homie. Yeah,
response
that's
is
the
gonna.
thing. He's got an American flag next to his name.
Where the fuck is Puerto Rico at? It's part of
I mean,
America.
yeah,
It get
true.
U.S. territory, and Antonio Vargas' dad is from
And
Bayamon, so
and
it's
and I
like
take Shakur Stevenson, and
I
he
feel
got
like
an
people be
American
too
flag.
technical,
And,
man.
wait a minute, I take Shakur Stevenson. He's got American flag, and he's Puerto Rican. So we're taking the other
But I
guy.
bet,
So
but
we're
I bet
taking the
you,
other guy. Fuck it.
But
4.
but round one, I'll bet you. What's his name? I bet you they'll claim ¿cómo se llama? Who was about to fight with Shakur and
That
they
interim
and
guy.
he got sick.
Oh
Uh
no, Schofield,
yeah.
Floyd.
Yeah, Floyd Schofield.
Schofield got Dominican. He's half
Oh
Dominican.
my God, he's half Dominican because he kissed a girl in high school that was once Dominican. Shut the
Nah,
fuck up, bro.
no, but his
Everybody's
father's
Dominican now.
Moreno. His father's Moreno. His mother's Dominican.
No, I've never seen a picture of her. I never heard her talk Spanish or nothing. That's a fucking
But
lie.
he talked about it though.
So
He
what?
talked about it. It's just
All right, you guys want to know the
it
honest to
just
God truth, man? You guys want to
So
know the truth? This is why. Listen, no, wait. I gotta share this with you guys. I'm half Japanese on my
yeah,
mother's
you
father's side. All right, all right. Listen,
I can
you're
see
Puerto Rican.
it.
what do you? I am. I'm having. Come on, guys. You guys don't see it. Come on.
Yo,
Anybody can say that dumb shit.
Coqui made a point. He Adorno, Joseph Adorno, he fucked it up for us because he lost to all the Dominican fighters.
Please. He
He
lost to
lost
Edwin
to
Little Santos,
Elvis. He lost to Michelle.
Elvis, Michelle, those
And
three.
¿cuál fue el otro?
Edwin de los
Say
Santos,
three.
Michelle Rivera,
Yeah,
and
De Los Santos. That's
Elvis
what it was.
Rodriguez.
De Los Santos. Yeah, yeah.
But don't mention me that shit had me heated, bro. Adorno got me heated like crazy, man. You really,
You know what?
you know,
You know what
we
Adorno's
from the same
downfall
place
was?
too.
You know what
Acho, man, he
Adorno's
was good
downfall
too,
Hey
man.
yo,
was?
hey yo. Funline was gassing him up, huh, Carlos?
Who?
Adorno.
Bro, Adorno's a fucking animal. You know
He
what
was
his problem
gassing him
is?
up.
Dude,
No, that's you talk
he
about
fought some
Cuevas. You're
great.
talking about Cuevas. You're
Both of
talking
Joseph
about
them.
Adorno,
Both of
man,
I
them.
was
he was you that Jermaine Ortiz fight, bro, man, shit. It can't.
listen,
I
you
don't know. I don't know what
Adorno's
happened to this dude.
Adorno's downfall was his dedication in the ring. Vinny, don't start that bullshit. Matias
He-
is not Dominican. Matias is 100% Puerto
Puerto
Rican.
Rican. Puerto Rican. Listen, guys. Okay, check it out, guys. Um, I personally know about that Sobria Matias situation and about his
Man, that
dad's
shit's getting
situation and
tired, man,
everything.
for real.
All right, check it out, right? Like my boy was like on the day that he admitted it to the first person in the world, my boy was sitting right next to Sobria Matias, right? So he talked to me about it, and I vowed never to say nothing. So Sobria Matias has already broken the ice. He's already been on Broadway Joel's show, and he already made this publicly. So I would never disclose anything about Subriel that he himself has not already talked about. So let's get that right out of the way. As far as reporting goes, um, it's true. It's true. Subriel was in his birthday at Felix Trinidad's house on that day, and he confided to the people that was there. And he said, because they were asking him, yo, he blah, blah, blah. And he goes, well, you want to know the truth? He goes, X, Y, and Z. This is my mom. Met with this dude. He came from Santo Domingo, but his journey was to go to America. It was a quick stop in Puerto Rico. She caught feelings for him or whatever and everything, got the eye and look and everything. And adults are going to be adults. What's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? They had a little rendezvous or whatever it was or whatever it lasted. They parted ways. He got on the plane. He left. He had no idea what would come of this. 9 months
I
later, a baby comes out. A baby comes out. Wait a minute. A baby comes out. Lo and behold, Subriel. Subriel was born in Puerto Rico, raised by a Puerto Rican mother. All his neighbors were Puerto Rican, and the language he spoke was Puerto Rican. I get what was in his blood, right? I get it. But it's just another Latin race. Happens to be our Latin cousins. So to tell you the truth, if all you added was another Latin or darker Latin, you are added virtually nothing. So
it's
in essence, his being raised in Puerto Rico, whatever, look, that's up to him. It's up to him. He wants to do that later or whatever, but we only know him one way. And I want to publicly say that I don't see him no other way. I see him the
It's
son of Puerto Rico. That's it. Go ahead, Carlos.
it's what you identify as. I'm tired of all this nitpicking this and that. It's
Well,
how you grew up and how you identify as,
no.
because at the end of the day is Nicholas Flas. He said his parents are Dominican, but yeah, uh, he was born in Puerto
Yeah.
Rico. So it's like
Yes.
you can't take that away from him. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're
Right.
all mixed races. So it's like
Right.
I know they're not boxers, but in Puerto Rico, there's so many individuals, like let's say Cocuera, is his father is Cuban, Almighty, his father is Cuban, and,
No.
and they came to Puerto
Well,
Rico and they raised up and they identify as Puerto Rican.
all
So it's
right,
kind of
Carlos,
like
Carlos, 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 Carlos.
go
That's hard for me to hear. It's hard. It's like scratching a fucking your nails on a fucking chalkboard for me when every time you say the word identify. Right. Here's the problem with that shit. Right, Carlos, is that you and I should never have the power to change that. Too many people in history have died, villages plundered, women raped, kids killed, and people have died to be called the right Boricua. We didn't want to be called a mixed race, mulatto. We didn't. We had three bloodlines inside of us. We had to determine what we were. People were beaten, kicked, punched, and told to denounce that name and to say, you're a Spaniard, you're black, you're Taino Indian. And those people said, no, we're one. We are Boricua.
hmm
They bled for that. I don't think just because we're in 2025 and I say I feel like being called or identified this shit, that automatically gives me the power to change shit. No, too many. We've gone too far. And just because a human gets
yeah,
this bright idea to take control of what he or she, you see, that's where we start to learn lower the
you're right. Round
standard.
one, I was
Mm.
wrong. I was wrong. That word identify has
Again,
been
again,
terribly used nowadays.
Yeah.
but
I was wrong on that.
let me ask.
Go ahead,
So
frontline.
what, Edwin? Why don't you rep
Huh?
Japan?
Why don't I? What are you talking about? Every day I rep Japan. Every day in the hood. Wah! You know what I'm saying?
But no, in theory, I mean, the chat's going crazy right now. They're saying that once Vinny's saying that you are what your father is. Coquise saying
Nah, I don't play that shit. I don't play that shit.
it's where you're where
I
you're
don't play
raised
none
at
of
or
that shit.
whatever.
I don't
Now
play none of that shit. Check
here's
it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. When because of the fact that it's Puerto Rican race, which was the second youngest ethnic group to evolve in the world, we were second to last. There's one more race of people that were discovered, and then us. Okay, so we're the mutts of like the fucking world, bro, and we came out on top. We came out of the mud
Exactly.
shining, fucking
Exactly.
shining, right?
Say it with your
So
chest.
when so when we were on our island that we killed racism, you were no longer black, you were no longer Spanish, and none of us were different. We were one as people. Until we came to America, that they segregated and made us Hispanic. And you're Puerto Rican and put labels on us again and separated the dark ones from the lighter ones. But my grandmother's black as shit. And not one day raised on that island in Puerto Rico that I ever looked at somebody and say you were different. Only until I came to America that I found out that you were actually different than me because they said so. You see? So it's not where you were raised. It's not what the blood. It's in actuality, we're all people, right? And they put all these labels on us, but I'll be damned. I'll be damned. If you have a baby with a Puerto Rican lady and he's a black dude, bro, and that lady already has 18% Afro American, and you might have injected another 25%, but guess what? That's all you did was give her more African American. You didn't change the recipe. So if you're denying the fact that you are what your father is, you know what you're doing? You're missing the concept of exactly what we are, what we evolved to do. A black dude banged a Taino Indian and out came a Boricua. How are you going to do the same fucking concept and say it didn't work?
Hmm.
bro.
You're denying our people as that's how exactly how we started by being a mixed race of breed. That's exactly the foundation of where we came from. And you're saying no, it's what your father is, bro. That's exactly what we are. By you saying no, he's black, you're changing my culture. You're saying then that Puerto Ricans don't exist. Like, bro, that's the recipe right there. What are you talking about? All that shit got mixed up, and here we are. If you want to start back at the beginning and bang a Taino Indian woman and a black dude, then fine. But guess what you're really having? By blood.
Well, to put the narrative in perspective. For an example, Shakur.
100% Boricua.
Okay, but hear me out though. It's for the argument in the chat. That's where I'm getting at.
All right.
So Shakur, his mother is black.
Yeah.
His father is Puerto Rican.
All right.
But he didn't find out about it until
That's
later on in his life.
that's
Hold
you
on,
see.
wait.
Yep.
Espérate.
Okay.
So he found out later on. When
And
he found out about his father being
so
Puerto
what?
Rican,
Yep.
is when he decided to look into more into his roots. And
Okay.
when he started looking into his roots, he started repping Puerto Rico.
Okay. That's no different than a baby being adopted at birth and you being raised a brother all your life, and they come to find out one day you were stolen at this hospital and these are your real parents. Does that make you any less than that? Because
No.
you just found out that day? Okay, then Shakur's Puerto Rican. It doesn't matter when he found out. That's ridiculous argument that these people in the chat are having. Because
And,
it's just because you didn't know, you didn't know. Had
and
you
Antonio
known and you
Vargas is Puerto
denied it,
Rican.
right? Listen, guys, check it out, right? It's just like I'm saying to you guys, with respect, with respect, bro. If Shakur's mom was black and Shakur's dad was Puerto Rican, or Shakur's dad was Spaniard, or somehow he was a Taino Indian, if they had sex, is what I'm telling you, through the birth of their child, is what spawned our race.
So this is a history channel right now.
So let me ask you this, right? So technically they say wherever you're born, that's what you are.
No, okay. Thank you
What
for bringing
so
that back up. Wait, wait,
so
wait, 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 wait. Here's where we're all fucking up at. And even myself, I was guilty of this for quite some time. You gotta find out what American laws are and what was the land's law. The land law is what we made as a society, and we came out Boricuas. There was no real like prison law back then type shit. That was the land. America tells you you're wherever you're born from. We gave you a social security number. Did that come out of you when you come out of birth? No, that's man written laws that are put onto you. So man's law and the land's law, they're two different things. And sometimes you
here's
get
why
them
I don't agree
confused.
with that statement of you are where you're born at. For an example, if you're in the military, you're overseas, and you're born in fucking Germany, but your parents are fucking Puerto Rican or black or white or whatever, it doesn't mean you're German.
Yes, it does.
It means you were born there.
Yes. You are a German. I bet you, I guarantee you, if once they get your little baby visa and fly your little baby ass back to United States, I bet you can't run to be the president of the United States of America.
Yes, you can. As long as the catch to that is if you were born on a military base somewhere else, you're considered American.
All right. I'll just never
What
forget. I'll never forget that show on Oprah
Oh,
that
look,
she had.
well, that's your first mistake right there. Fucking watching Oprah.
Yeah, my mother used to watch it religiously,
Look under
right? And she would,
look under your chair. You got a gift.
yeah, oh, like, oh shit, a new car, right? So like, so my mom would like tie one of us kids down, like we all knew in the house. The last person out of the house, mom would snatch you up and make her watch TV shows with you, reruns. So sometimes my brother would lock the door and run out. Everyone's back there, and I was done for. So it was Oprah night, right? So it was that Oprah show, and that lawyer and his wife was out there in fucking China, and lo and behold, she was 8.5 months pregnant. She went into an emergency um birth, and she gave birth over there, bro. They did a stink about it. The parents came back without the baby. They had to get the baby proper documents, everything. They went back there, got the baby, brought the baby home. There was a huge thing about it. And I remember they were saying that, nope, that kid is Chinese, bro. That's a done deal. And it's funny, right? Because years later, like mad years later, like maybe 20 years later, right? I'm fucking around and I'm in New York, right? I'm in New York. I'm fucking around in New York and shit. And I was looking through records, like album cover records and shit. And I pulled this album cover record, and it was these Chinese dudes on the fucking cover of a salsa Latin album. And it was a family of Chinese people. And they speak and they sing. You ever hear them? That they're real famous in Puerto Rico. They got like mad albums, and they're a whole Chinese family that lives in Puerto Rico. That they probably speak Spanish better Spanish than all three of us.
More than you.
Frontline,
Yo,
frontline.
let's
What you got
front
to
line. Your español is no muy bueno. Shut up. Okay? Let's front line
frontline? What
access
you?
for direction. Tengo los patos en los pantalones.
Tengo el gato en los pantalones.
Hey, frontline. What you got to say about because I watched the interview on Broadway Joel with Subrel Matias.
Uh-huh.
And one of the, I think they talked about Ojo Santiago, and then I think Broadway Joe said, "Man, Ojo Santiago, he's training over there in Puerto Rico, man. He's
So
the
so
Puerto Rican accent is sticking to him." It's like, and I thought about it. I'm like, so they don't set them, or like as a Dominican, like it's like I want to know your point on about that.
contrary,
Like, it was recent.
Ojo reps Puerto Rico. He knows he's
Yeah, I
Dominican,
know.
but he reps Puerto Rico. And if you think about it, at the end of the day, he knows he's Dominican, but he just feels at home in Puerto Rico. Now,
And he has a
that
home
being
over there.
said, he's got his home, he's got his whole family over there, everything. Now, that being said, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, we're like a sister island to DR. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Um,
What
What about
fucked it up
Cuba?
for them? Nah. What fucked it up with DR was the motherfuckers kept snitching and getting sent home and putting us in prison. That's what happened until they
but
caught on to that shit in the late 80s, early 90s. They was like, nah, now you're gonna carry out the rest of your sentence. Because it used to be like Dominican dudes would come out to Puerto Rico. From Puerto Rico, they go to New York, right? Or wherever in the world,
here's the
anywhere.
difference between the two islands. We have a heart of a fucking warrior.
Oh yeah, well, that's different. But they compete too. But I'm talking about drug
But not
trade.
like us. When it comes to guerra, mm-mm.
Hmm.
No,
Hmm.
we
No.
came in the clutch in real
Papi,
wars. You
hay que
talking about
matarnos.
you
Hay que
talking about real
matarnos.
wars or just like them, like competition?
I'm talking about in
But real
boxing, in
gun
In
anything,
history,
papi, in
anything.
anything.
nah, bro, we're in the history books, homeboy.
Papi,
What are you talking
Puerto
about?
Rico somos guerreros.
when when
Uh,
when when um when the
100 por
Americans
35.
they called upon us, did our thing. We're in the history books, but that's different. Like pound for pound,
Only
Puerto
gonna
Rico's
fight
a
the
scrappy ass
Giants.
country.
Only gonna fight the Giants.
Yo, the softest island is Cuba. I'm sorry.
They just too far behind the time
But why though? Because they
because of
allowed their
Fidel Castro.
government. They allowed their government to. Bro, what happened in Puerto Rico when
No,
fucking
no, 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 no. Okay, okay,
Uh,
okay. What
uh,
really
yeah,
happened?
man.
What really happened? What really happened? America is a bunch of bullies.
right?
We're a bunch of bullies. We went all to these islands
And
just
the
like they
Bigos,
bullied Puerto Rico, just like they bullied Puerto Rico. They were bullying everybody. Cuba wasn't going for it. So America was like, all right, check this out. You see, because America has a lot of allies and they sign, agreements among themselves. Meaning, if America is your ally, France, and we find out you're sending France imported goods to Cuba, we cutting France off, right? Okay, so just like we have this thing which
ain't that the
says
embargoes?
yeah, the embargo, but we have this thing that we all sign as we world leaders that we're not supposed to kill each other. World leaders, meaning before they could kill Fidel, or Osama bin Laden, all them dudes, they had to get permission from the rest of the allies to like, yo, back us up because we gonna kill this dude. And the other people that are not with him, they're like, nah, we with him. So it's got to be kind of like a collective thing, like type shit. So what happened was when they cut Cuba off, they cut Cuba off. I mean, they
Ain't
cut them
ain't that
off.
ain't that why? Hey, frontline, ain't that why Bacardi went from Cuba to Puerto Rico
The
Yeah,
story
for their
with
business?
Bacardi is originally from Cuba.
right.
Uh huh.
Then
They fucked
during the
up.
whole Castro regime bullshit, the people that fled, the ones that fled to Puerto Rico, one of them was the Bacardi whatchamacallit. But I mean, Don Cool is the fucking king of rum in Puerto Rico. I don't care what anybody
Yep,
says.
it's
That's
everywhere.
that's just that. Let's get that. Let's make that clear. Now, it's just like Corona. Everybody and their mother thinks that Corona's Mexican. Corona came from Puerto Rico. That recipe was sold to the Mexicans, and the Mexicans made it popular. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. Um, as far as I mean, the chat's going crazy back and forth about who's from where and what. Like essay Bully says, hay personas que nacen en otro lado, pero los padres son boricuas, representan duro, pero para personas como Shakur, que lo que quiere es beneficiarse de los boricuas, porque ni la bandera se pone en las peleas. All right, so what he's saying is, I'm gonna translate that. There's people that are born in other places, but the parents are boricua. They represent hard, but people like Shakur who want to benefit from Puerto Ricans, and he don't even wear the belt. I mean the flag on his fight night. So I mean, bro, this whole thing we can go back and forth all day about that. Now, on Shakur's defense, he did put the Puerto Rican flag on a couple of his fights.
Oh, I was just gonna look that up right now. I was gonna throw
He
it up on the
stamped in
screen.
the
That's what I was
history.
typing.
He did. He
Stamped in the
did. I
history.
think the
No,
one.
he did. He did. He did. He did.
Will he bring that flag on July 12th? Ooh,
I
that's a
He
think
good
so.
better.
question.
He
I think
Ooh, if
better.
so.
he bring that
He
flag,
better.
I'm
If
going
he does it,
crazy.
if he does it, I'm abandoning him. That's it. Boycott.
No,
No.
no boricua no more.
Boycott Shakur.
No more
Oh
boricua.
man.
That's it. He better come out. Yo, matter of fact, he
Que
better
se vaya
have
con
it.
los negros ahora.
He better have it on his shorts, on his sneakers, and he better be carrying a bandera to the ring like this. All right,
Dude, he gotta bring that flag in July 12th, bro. Oh man, at New York, dude,
It'll be
it's gonna
stupid
be
if he
crazy.
don't.
yeah. If he don't, if he
You're
don't,
gonna have
then
Berlanga and Subred, and you're not gonna bring the flag. Oh man.
hey yo, and you need to play Big Pun song. Puerto Rico, toma. That always gets me. Yeah.
Bro, right
Uh,
now they did ask Subriel who he's gonna come out with on that whatchamacallit. He said he's coming out with a song. He's not bringing no artist, no nothing. He's just gonna
nah,
come out to
fuck
a
that
song.
shit. Fuck that song
He's
Yeah,
artist shit.
focused.
I'm here to kick ass, man.
Focus.
I don't want to be worried about who rapping with me on the yelling on the mic. Man, shut the fuck up! I'm about to fight. Yo, like really, like So I don't know, guys. I right, like there's time and places for that. First, win the belt, build the moment up, then come out with a good artist. You know what I'm saying? Like Terrence Crawford did with Eminem at the end of his career fighting freaking Errol Spence Jr. You know, um, and then he came out with him. Get the belt,
what you
establish yourself, then worry about that.
what you think Top Rank is gonna go after the last
Mm.
fight with Sanders Sayas? They're no longer gonna sign with ESPN. What's next for them?
Well, that's not true. That's not true. ESPN has a lot of soul searching to do right now. The fact that TKO boxing has not taken off the ground. They don't even have a roster yet, a full roster. They have a few fighters, but not a full roster to they could start a card or something, okay? Or to start the league, in fact. And because of the fact that ESPN has lost their rights to what? The fucking NFL, basketball, fucking everything. What do you got on the ESPN anymore? Golf and tennis? Bowling?
Man,
Like fucking hacky sack throwing or some shit? Like what
that
the fuck,
bowling,
son?
those
Hey,
bowling games be raw.
Edwin,
Listen,
Bang Bang wants to know if you could share the
cornhole,
screen and pull up the report on today's cancellation news.
cornhole and shit throwing on ESPN. So
Hey, they be so accurate with that cornhole, bro.
yo,
I'm
them
like,
corn, yo,
how?
yo, that shit be surrounded the hole and the dude be like, shoot. Yo, I be like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Yo, that should be crazy. Yo, I'll be playing sometime in the bar like Kino, and they'll have those games on, and I'll be watching them there. But all right, hold on, let me get some boxing news. But ESPN, my point is that ESPN doesn't have a lot of entertainment anymore, and they might want to think at least keeping Top Rank in boxing. You take boxing
I,
away with everybody else. They just lost their baseball contract, I think it was. The NFL, like,
Yeah, and
there's
college
nothing.
sports is not going to keep him alive.
It's not gonna keep them alive. ESPN, like, so
I
they
want
might
them to
want to
go to the zone.
renegotiate. Who?
Top Rank.
ESPN?
No, Top Rank. I
Oh,
don't think they'll go. I don't think they'll go to the zone.
I don't I don't know.
I think that's a Matchroom exclusive. Eddie got that shit cornered.
But they got Golden Boy, Mushroom, um,
You think Eddie
and
Hearn ain't making money off of fucking De La Hoya?
Mason, new headliner after Keyshawn fight canceled. Okay.
Saca todo el mundo
Edwin.
para el carajo and put the report up. Your manager has spoken.
Yeah, but this is basic. Okay. I'll throw this up right here. Hold on.
man, frontline dude. They really think that what's his name, Rosa and Mini Pac Man. Man, I can't wait when
Papi,
Oscar
let me
Koyasu
tell
goes
you.
up at 108.
Rene
108.
El Chulo Santiago, if he fights Mini
Mm.
Pac Man, he will fuck Mini Pac Man up.
You think he beating him in that unification?
He'll fuck Mini Pac Man up. And then the other
Woo!
thing that they've been talking about is a possible fight between Oscar Collazo and Mini Pac Man. Oscar Collazo will sleep Mini Pac Man.
All right,
Hmm.
there's your headline right there. There's your headline.
Ahí ven, coge.
All right, there you go. Mason, new headliner after Keyshawn Davis fight canceled. It goes on to explain right here. You can see it on Boxing News 24. And Sunday's headline fight between Keyshawn Davis and Edwin De Los Santos is now officially canceled after Keyshawn failed to make weight on Friday and was stripped of his WBO lightweight title. Davis 13-0-9, weighed in at 139.3 pounds, which was 4.3 pounds over the 135 limit, was contractual for the weight. So there you have it. It is official. Bam, bam. I hope you're happy. There's your headline. You can see it is officially canceled. And Abdullah Mason has been upgraded to the main event. No word on if his belt or anything. They're saying some stuff here about Abdullah Mason's fight against this dude right here. Oh shit, almost knocked that over. will be moving up to the headliner spot on Saturday night to save the show at the Scope Arena in Norfolk, Virginia. Mason has, yeah. There's nothing. I just want. I know all of this shit. You guys can read all this stuff. This is just gonna be going over their record, saying it again. Uh, you're supposed to make weight. Why did you sign the contract 135 to put title on the line if you knew you weren't going to make the weight? Yeah, like all these excuses. This is all shit we talked about, but
Hey,
nothing I
frontline.
can see where it's
Yo,
confirmed that the belt's on the line. If that's what you're asking.
Hey,
yo,
frontline.
I
My
wanna.
attitude is my attitude is just like, man, this is time for Puerto Rico to take over. You know what I mean? And I got
Me
another question to ask you,
too.
but go ahead. Finish what you're gonna say.
No, I was gonna say, how you look, how you see those fights tomorrow, Edwin?
The fights that changed.
so, so we could start. We could start. You want to start from the bottom? The younger brother, Keon
Well,
Davis
well,
against
okay.
Michael Valez.
Okay, I got nothing with those guys. All I got is one fights that I've ever seen when they were on the fight with their brother. That he won the belt with Lemos, and then one other brother fought after that. One other brother fought again on somebody's card or something. I saw him, and that was it. That's all I know about them. They're fairly green. All I can say to that, I wish them luck. May the best man win. That's all I got to say. Tiger
Tiger against
Johnson.
Boca Chica.
Hmm.
That's a tough fight. That's a tough fight. But I think Tiger's the bigger, stronger man. Boca Chica's coming up. I think that
Yeah, he been
Tiger's
looking
long
better at
and everything.
147.
He has been. He has been. But anything could happen in a fight. We are in a fight,
But
right?
Boca Chica been
But
there with Floss or Brian Norman.
yep, yep. Now, yeah, he's got good experience. I mean, this is Tiger Johnson's uh you know, tryout, to so to speak. So, this here it is. Here's the stage. It's world set. You're ready for that next step. You got to beat this guy right here. That's where he's at. He's got to beat both. Look, I'm not saying he has to knock him out. A win is a win, unified. He doesn't have to look like that, but I think he more. He has to win that fight. As far as Abdullah Mason, I think he's got a fight on his hands too. I think
Yes.
Abdullah Mason's got a fight on his hand. The cat's out of the bag, bro. You've been dropped. They saw the world's got in on full HK 1080p. You know what I'm saying? Like we saw you go down multiple times, and you fell for the same punch over and over. You have that hole in your defense. So
Yo, just to
and
give
then
you an update,
yep.
Ashleyana Lozada from Corozal, Puerto Rico. She just beat Carmen Vargas by KO.
No way.
Yeah, she improved.
Congratulations.
She improved her record to 2-0 with one knockout.
Congratulations, young lady. I hope to see
Congrats.
more of you. I don't even know what she looks like. I've never saw her fight. But congratulations. Congratulations. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, she's the
But
real deal.
oh yeah. Hey, listen. She's Puerto Rican. She's real enough for me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
A
I
little
ain't
on the
hey,
being
old side though.
biased.
She's 33 years old, so I don't know how long her
hey,
career
round
is going to
one.
be.
Yeah.
Hey, round one.
Yo, what's up? Talk to me.
Do you know the time when the fight is gonna show for the Junto Nakatani unification fight?
Huh? 4 o'clock. 4
4 o'clock.
a.m.
Okay,
You
I
you
wanted to
already
ask you
on
that.
know
Sunday.
Edwin's got his
On Sunday.
Japanese alarm clock set.
What do you mean? That shit
Hey, what's your
karate chops
prediction
me in
for that
bed.
fight?
Huh?
And what's your prediction for that fight?
Nakatoni's gonna beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
I respect the dude for taking the fight. He doesn't got a lot of fights anyway. But that's a pretty good Japanese card there. Down, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people won't know a lot of those guys. Shit, I can't even pronounce half those guys' names, but I'm
You
familiar with
think
them.
if Juto wins this unification, you think he's gonna go undisputed, or would he move up?
No, He's moving up. He's going to 26.
Well,
26 or 22?
No, he's
well,
skipping 22.
well,
Really?
that was the initial report, right? Because what
Well,
they're
let,
doing
let me
is,
not talk about Japanese fighters. Let Edwin explain his countrymen.
thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, Naoya in a way makes me proud to be Japanese. You're not Japanese. Anyway, listen, um, what what what's going on here is that, right? Junto was trying to fight follow Naoya Inoue. We all know he's the cash cow down there. So everybody's trying to position themselves and trying to guess his next move. Problem is that reporter in Oshasi's gym there, he interviewed Naoya Inoue's father. And it was a few days ago. And Naoya Inoue's father said, I don't want my son going up to 126. He said, I want him to stay at 122. It's his decision, but I want him to stay at 122. He hasn't been doing things of late, what I've been asking him to do. And I think he needs to, uh, you know, stay here. So I read that article that they put up that Naoya Inoue's plans might be changing. The initial plan was
Goodman.
MJ Goodman. Oh, no, sorry. That's the next plan. The initial plan was MJ, um, Nick Ball, Junto Nakatoni, go back down. Go up to 126, fight Nick Ball, come back down to 122 to fight Junto. Now his father's saying, no, we're not doing that. We're not going up to come back down. Either we go up and we stay up, or we stay down. We fight him
Mm.
here, and we move up. So his
But
father,
why?
hmm,
But why you're saying that Junto Nakatani is gonna skip 122 to go 126?
because his coach said it. His coach, um, Rudy Hernandez, came out and said, "Yo, we're gonna jump up and fight fucking Espinoza." They
That'll be a
wanna,
banger.
Ah,
they wanted
that'd
to
be a
fight
banger,
Espinoza.
but oh, I don't
Yeah,
know, man. I don't
they
know.
wanted,
I don't know.
they wanted, they wanted Junto to jump up and fight Espinoza, beat Espinoza, get the WBO. The reason why they're targeting the WBO, just in case Naoya Inoue doesn't want to come up, guess what happens? I'm the WBO champion. And as long as Naoya Inoue is holding the WBO belt, guess what happens? I become
Junto
the
could come down.
mandatory. I can go down.
Um,
Yeah. Yo,
but
Bang Bang
I'm
asks,
sorry.
wonder
Go ahead. Go ahead.
he he wonders what Jim Matias is going to be training in the city. Rumors is Eric Roman, his gym. I think that's where he's going to be at. It was mentioned on a very solid source, so I would run with that.
Hmm.
Eric
To add
Roman.
to
I'm not gonna say, Bam Bam, that you're not a reliable source, but I'm gonna have to check that. I'm gonna have to check that out.
round
All
one.
right, I'm gonna have to
Ro-
double check that. Front line, run a back check. Carlos, run. On Bang Bang's check. You know what I'm saying? Run him out.
No,
I
he was
really don't know
Bang
that
Bang
guy.
was asking. He was
Oh,
asking. He wonders what Jim Matias will be training at in the city for fight week. You know, that last
oh
week
yeah,
or
the last week.
yeah,
Oh,
the
I have
rumors is
no
he'll be
idea.
at Eric Roman's gym
Oh, that's
in Brooklyn.
possible. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah,
A,
it's totally
round
possible.
one, man.
Yeah,
I
what's
don't know.
up?
That's a good idea, man, for Junto. Moving up two weight divisions to fight
And then
Rafael
come down one.
Espinosa. Nacho, no,
Well,
I don't
well,
know. That's a good idea. I'm sorry.
okay,
I'm not
guys.
favor for it.
Okay.
That's
Espérate, espérate,
dangerous.
espérate, espérate. Are we talking about Japanese fighters? Okay, let me break it down. Okay, listen, check it out. Check it out, right? When you're
Yo, Bang
talking
Bang
to
said you got a Flavor Flav clock strapped to with the Japanese time on it.
listen, all day, every day, you know what I'm saying? That's the only time I live by. You know what I'm saying? It's the right time. You know what I mean? listen, listen, no, check it out, guys, right? Okay. If you're thinking about chasing down the legacy of Naoya Inoue, well, you're gonna have to do Naoya Inoue shit. You can't just say I'm better than him because I did this, but he did all of this other shit. Talk is cheap. So if you're gonna do Naoya Inoue shit, let's just keep in mind Naoya Inoue did exactly that. He jumped up two weight divisions and challenged the champion right away. That would be right up Junto's alley if he can pull an achievement like that off, which speaks to
If
check. I did what you did. I
nah,
did what you
but
did.
that's if.
I well, hold, wait, hey. If you're gonna claim to be better than the man,
And then if
then
he lose, he
do
won't
what
get the
he.
fight.
Okay, huh? What are you talking about?
If Junto loses to Rafael Espinosa, he not getting no Inoue fight.
Ooh.
That's the problem.
Well, that scenario right there didn't cross the Japanese mind yet. We're thinking about
and,
victory here. You know what I mean?
and round one, and round one, I'm sorry, but Junto been, he dominates because he's big for his division. But if he goes to go two weight classes, he's gonna feel small, man. He's gonna first time fighting. He's gonna be like, damn, this is a lot that I could. This was so much that I
Okay,
could
Well,
shoot.
okay.
Junto's kind of tall for a Japanese guy.
Hold on. See what I'm saying? See what
He's
I'm saying?
okay.
See what I'm
He's
saying?
5'8" compared to bro 6'1", 6'1".
Carlito,
Acho.
Carlito, Carlito. Let me show you the way. All right, Carlito's way.
All right,
Let me
Sensei.
show you
All
the
right,
way.
Sensei. Roman.
Let me show you the way. You like that? You like that? Check this out, right? Check this out, right? When they Oya Inoue, and I'm serious when I'm saying this shit, right? When the Oya Inoue did it, he jumped up two weight divisions. Didn't he fight the much taller McDonald at 5'10"? When Naoya Inoue only standing at 5'5"? Now, if Junto was to do that with Espinoza, it would be about the same size and a champion with the two division jump. It would be an accomplishment to Junto that would really send a message to Naoya Inoue. Anything you can do, I can do better. You understand? You're not
And
gonna
if he gets
tell
knocked
me,
out,
listen, hold on, just like LeBron James did. He got knocked out, right? LeBron James
oh
went after
man,
Michael. He went
don't
after
bring
Michael,
basketball. Oh my gosh, man.
right? He went
The
after him.
LeBron hate is
He
crazy,
failed.
man.
He failed, right?
This is why
Listen,
I don't like debate with the old heads,
with the
man. They always
basketball.
want to bring Michael Jordan, man.
Okay, check it out. Okay, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. We'll keep it boxing. We'll keep it boxing, right? My man, Junto, he's already got some of Naoya Inoue's accolades. He's a 3 division world champion, my man. Naoya Inoue's a 4. So he's
Okay, I
on
got a
his
better
coattails.
scenario.
He's on his coattails. Plus the weight jump would match him in accolades. Now it would just set up who's better between me and you. Because
But round one,
I'm
I got.
basically matching you. But now I gotta get undisputed, but that's another story.
But
He's
round one, I
working on
got a
it.
better scenario for Junto.
What? What's the
Instead of
better one?
doing that shit, he could just fight Bam Bam Rodriguez.
Who can fight Bam
Hmm.
Bam? Who can fight
Junto.
Bam Bam?
Junto.
No. Come.
What? Man, I'd rather see that
Why?
fight than Rafael Espinosa.
Okay. Why would Bam
115,
Bam
118.
Rodriguez? Why would Bam Bam Rodriguez fight Junto Knight? You better stay away from that man.
Legacy.
I don't know. That's a real good fight right there, though.
Hell
That
yeah,
is
that's a banger.
really. That's a fucking banger. But if I was Bang Bang, bro, I'm not sure. Well, how much? Bang Bang's what? 5'5" too. He's on.
Yep.
That's all he is, right? So
Yeah, five
Junto's
four,
what?
5'5",
Junto's
five
only
eight.
like 5'8", 5'9", somewhere, 5'7", somewhere around there.
He's
Junto's
five
not
eight.
that tall. He's not that tall. Let me see. I'll look him up. Let me
Talking
see.
from a 6 foot guy.
Well. Espinoza's 6'1". So,
Talk about you.
oh me? Me? I'm 6'7".
6'7".
No,
6'7".
he's saying
Yo,
that Junto's not that big, and I said, yeah, coming from a tall guy.
yeah. I'm 5'8" on a tall day when I'm wearing my inserts and my boots and I'm standing on a ladder. Nah,
Uh,
I'm 5'8". Junto is reportedly 5'8". He's five
okay.
foot eight. He's my height.
And Bam Bam is how tall? 5'5"?
Bam Bam Rodriguez. Bam Bam Rodriguez is Bam Bam right here. Boop, bop, bop, bam, bam, bam. Bam Bam's 5'4". Damn, he's even shorter.
Don't
He's
matter,
treading
man. It's
where
all about the heart.
he's a bit. That's why I'm saying, Carlos, you be talking Bam Bam up like he's a giant. I know he fights like a giant, but he's a little dude. You know, he's fucking with Eastside
He
Pitbull
pound for
Cruz.
pound. He tiene cojones, and I know Junto got the same cojones, and that's a fight for 115, 118. It can happen. But you asking
That'll be a
Junto to move
banger fight though.
bro,
It
you
would
asking
be.
Junto Nakatani. Listen, you asking Junto Nakatani to move up 2 weight classes to fight the tallest 126 fighter in history that just, bro, almost killed Eduardo Vasquez, damn near the same height as Junto Nakatani. Shit. I don't know.
Really,
Maybe I'm seeing it in a different way.
nah, that tall ass frame is coming down with some serious power.
And
Espinoza is
Wabuso.
scary. He's a scary, scary man at that weight, man.
And he could punch.
126. His fucking skeleton is showing up to the fight. Like, what the fuck, bro?
You
That
watching
man
that the
knocks
zone
you
card
out
right
dead
now,
serious.
Edwin, or no?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Oh,
What, the Josh Kelly fight?
yes.
That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Fraulein, let me tell you the question before I forget. This is a good question.
I wanted to
Okay.
watch.
Who you got between these two? It's a hard question. Do you got John Santana or John Paul Rivera? Ooh,
Santana.
the
Santana's
Dominican.
too advanced. Santana's too advanced for
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I took
but
Santana.
but I won't count El Doctorcito out.
No, I won't count him out. But
El Doctorcito
he
got
asked the
hard
question. He asked the question right now, and
right
who I got right now?
right now,
That's
yeah. I gotta go with Santana.
yeah. That's. I mean,
Okay.
not.
Because I just say it
But
because they're
then
both at
again,
they're both at 126. That's why.
yeah, but then again, he didn't look that good in
Oh,
his last fight in Puerto Rico.
did you guys hear the announcement that I'm pretty sure you guys might have already? But Stephen Kubo Fulton and Oshasi Foster, that's basically a done deal. They're on the card already.
Yeah. Who you got in that
Oh,
fight?
Well, sh- um,
I think
Oshasi
Saki
Foster,
got more power.
yeah, but slightly. He's not a big knockout puncher, and
I don't
neither is
know.
Stephen Kubo Fulton. But I think Stephen Kubo Fulton is fast as fuck, boy. He might, slip in out of a couple punches. Oshasi Foster, for me, he's too laid back in some fights. That's for me. He felt like he was winning the Conceição fight. I know it in his head, and he
Yeah,
just downshifted.
ese killer funny as hell. He said, Divino hace peso y Keyshawn no puede hacer peso.
Oh man, that
Yo,
dude, man, that dude is
these
strong.
two girls on the zone fight right now are fucking two gorditas. They going at it.
They going at it.
Two tortas.
Two tortas for real. Yo, they going at it though.
se me muere en round one.
Yeah, you fucked me up with that one.
Uh,
What about me?
Yeah. Ah,
yeah.
that's funny. That's funny. Uh,
Hacho, two tortas.
yo, I've heard that a lot, but I've never put the two together. And now that you say it, I was just
You ever seen
ah.
a torta sandwich, bro? Those shits are fucking loaded.
Uh-oh,
Now
Stop Motion says he's got Fulton by PBC robbery.
BBC robbery,
Mmm.
good pick. I like that. Can I put my money on that? Yo, ah, that's a good pick.
I think Raymond Ford beats both of them.
Mm, yeah, well, no, ain't Ford at 30 though.
He's 130. Are we talking about
Yeah,
Oshaki and Fulton?
yeah,
Yeah, he's 130.
I favor Raymond Ford.
at 30
Yeah,
or
he's at 30.
26.
Raymond Ford is
Yeah,
at
but
130.
Fulton and Osaki are at 26.
No, Oshaki is at 30. Fulton is
So
moving
what?
up from 126
Oh,
Right,
to
right,
okay,
130.
okay, 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 okay,
right,
okay.
right, right,
My
right,
bad.
right, right. Fulton's trying to be a 3 division world champion.
Yeah, three division. Yep. He has the
And I'm gonna tell
WEC.
you right now, hey, I don't always mean to bring up Naoya Inoue in these conversations, but
Yes, you do.
he's a big fucking part of a lot of these guys' fucking career. If Stephen Kobo Fulton goes on to be a 3 division champion after losing to Naoya Inoue, that speaks to his competition, does it not? Does it
Yeah,
not?
because it
Okay,
doesn't
no, what do you
expire
mean?
like
Oh
spoiled milk.
yeah, no, yes it does. Speak
Okay.
with your chest. Say it with your chest. All right, yo,
Get
listen.
the tortas out your mouth.
Get the tortas out your mouth.
Manches, me está
What?
oficiando la.
Wow.
Oh man.
Listen. Fucking. I'm trying to. Yo, that Josh Cadley fight is still. Are you sure you're watching that one?
Hold on, I don't even know what I'm watching, and I'm watching two fat girls.
That shit is over with.
No, it's the Moore versus Wright.
Yeah, you got me all messed up. What is it again? Oh, Moore versus Wright fight. Okay, I got you.
So now that another thing I want to talk about, another now that it's official that the Manuel Navarrete and the Filipino dude has ended in a no contest. How you seeing the rematch going?
Tortas.
Yo, they should award the Filipino dude with the belt.
Hell yeah, Doctor Stoppage, right?
Yeah,
No. These girls are slugging it out, bro.
I told you they going
No, no,
at
no,
it.
no, 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 no. Nah. Wait a minute.
Hey yo, why that morena look like Clarissa Shields?
Yo, that's the moment, right? When the girls go to jail and they say your roommate's big Bertha. That's
Yo,
her. That's her. That's who comes to the door. Big Bertha. Yo,
yo,
that
they
You
little
think
going at it though.
yo, that little Mexican girl is slugging, swinging. She got good form too for a big girl.
you think that? I don't know. You think the winner of Navarrete and Charlie Suarez fight part two, the next fight to make will be Henry
I
LeBron?
don't know about fucking Navarrete anymore. All these fucking
Yo,
little rematches
Moncho
and shit. It's
is
turning
Moncho
to
at
match.
30 or 35?
30. He's at 30, 130.
Moncho at 30 is I think he beats Navarrete.
Yo, who you think you guys are gonna win out of that fucking shit?
Let me get a drink. Need to get a drink.
Fuck, I almost burnt down my shit here. The fucking thing. Bro,
Don't
I don't even
worry.
know what I was saying.
Hey, your house will not burn down. You got plenty of water to
Shut
stop.
up, frontline. Fucking asshole. Ah, guaranteed body shot for frontline. You know what I mean? Listen. Ah, yo, Carlos, you there?
Yeah, he
Yeah, I'm
went to
here.
go get a drink.
Yo, Carlos, let me
I'm
tell
gonna
you
get a
about my
drink.
day. Let me tell you about my day.
Dímelo.
Check this out, right? I don't know if you ever seen me with my earrings on, right? But I've had those
um,
earrings for like 8, 9 years, right? And that though I bought them shits when in the glory days, in my glory, right?
and
So,
you paid a good price for gold that was cheaper back then than it is now.
well, I paid over $1,000 for those earrings. I don't know what you.
And those
So,
no, I'm
yeah,
just
no,
saying
they was cheap.
the gold
The
price
screw
right
ones,
now is through the
right?
roofs. Through the roof.
Yeah, they probably be way more expensive now, right? So I've had them for a
Yeah,
long
that's what I'm
time, but
saying.
I won't buy another pair of earrings like that. Not now. I'm not spending that kind of money like I used to on gold or jewelry, right? So I went out, lawn mowing my yard, all day out there weed whacking, and I was just tired. For the first time, I didn't take them out my ears. I got in the shower. I heard bing, bing, bing. That motherfucker went right down the drain.
Oh,
I was like, motherfucker, right?
Hey, the
So,
story gets better,
so
Carlos.
yo, I wish
okay.
we got, I wish that's where the pain stopped. I wish. So I go, I put the the the, the thing inside the drain, and I kept turning it. So I get it out. I try to fucking zip the line in there. Front line says, Edwin, do you got an HVAC? He said, yeah. Put the holes in there, tape everything around, and suck the water out. I said, bet, let me do that. So I do that. Nothing happens. I sucked it, a little bit of water came out, but no earring. I'm like, fuck. So I was like, I'm done. So I started putting everything back together, but I was fucking mad. I was sad, right? So I left everything the way it was. I left the caulking inside the tub, the screw, everything. Everything was like halfway done. I was just like pissed. So these dudes is fucking with me. My wife comes home. She's talking to me. I'm not paying attention to her. Not paying attention to anything she's saying. She goes in the bathroom, takes everything out of the bathtub, and takes a shower. My daughter calls me, Dad, what? The kitchen is raining. The
Oh
water came through the tub, through my floor, and the floor was just leaking. My daughter's sitting there like, yo, it's raining in our kitchen, Dad. I'm like, what the fuck? Right? I turn off the water. I'm yelling. Now, me and my girl, we argue, we fighting, right? Because she's saying it's my fault. I'm saying it's. I'm like, yo, did you see the fucking cocking gun, the screwdriver? You could have asked me. I was working. Is you saw a man at work and you thought shower? Did you not ask me if I was done with my work? Right? So, so like we're both pissed at each other, but there's really nothing we could do. I lost $1,000 pair of earrings. Now I got about $1,000 worth of damage in my fucking house. Tomorrow I gotta go call some dude to come through to rip the rest of the tiles. I mean, not the tiles, the sheetrock out, because I'm gonna have that all removed. God knows what I'm gonna run into. So that's my day. And then I say that my house is gonna light on fire, and Frontline says, I don't think that's gonna be a problem because your house is full of water. You know what I'm saying? He's a
oh,
sucker.
okay.
He's a sucker for that. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
could so you couldn't get the earring out.
nah, I lost it.
Why? Because your wife showered and it went back to the drain and
No, it
went
didn't matter. I couldn't
with
get
the
it out
Ninja
Yo,
before
Turtles.
she showered. I couldn't get it out before she showered. It was gone. It's done.
Damn,
I bet you
I'll be
Master
pissed.
Splinter got that shit on right now.
Look,
Oh man, qué cabrón. I bet they're playing
this this is what they once looked like, right? This is the
But
other one, right?
wrong one. Man. You just do the Michael Jordan. Just have one.
They're,
Shit, fuck it.
they're, they're screw-ons. See, they're screw-ons. You get the back and you screw it onto your ear like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way they never fall out. I've had them for over like 9 years, bro. Yo, I've lost these things like 5 times. A week later, I'm in my car. Oh shit, there it is. I fucking was in a park. I lost it. The next day, my girl went to the park. Oh, here it is. I've already like mourned them like 3 or 4 times.
So you saying this time's no go?
And this time's no go, bro. That shit went
Hey,
right. The sewer took my shit.
when you see Master Splinter, check him.
Oh shit. I'll run into the Ninja Turtle. He'll have it in his ear. I'll be like, yo, run that shit. Yeah.
Oh, they know ninjutsu, man. You got to learn the way of the ninja.
Yeah. And,
Where,
and
where,
like,
where you where you think Edwin's from?
All right,
straight
Japan.
from the slums.
Yo, you
Straight
didn't
from the
see.
slums.
This is how good Edwin is. You didn't even see him in Inoue's corner when he got dropped.
Nope. I
Edwin
threw a smoke bomb.
Edwin jumped off his seat and bum rushed the motherfucking ring to go knock out Cardenas for Inoue.
I hit a smoke bomb. And then all of a sudden, I was next to Shingo, Naoya's father. Shh. Naoya needs to make adjustments, Shingo. Make it so. He was like, yes. I went, shh, back to my seat. Boom, I was there. You know what I mean? It was straight like that.
Oh man, all my
Man,
jewelry, I keep them like locked down. Paying a lot of money, and I'm young
nah,
too, so it's like, when I remember when I bought my first Cuban, man, it was like, man, it was like a trophy. I'm like, man, I did it. Because when I was a kid, always, growing up in Puerto Rico, you see the bichotas and all that stuff, and I wanted what they had, and
of
when I
course.
did had it, it was like, man.
All right.
So
I can
imagine
show you
imagine
guys.
lose
I can
imagine
show you
losing
guys some
something like
pictures.
that. It would be crazy.
Nah. This is me actually doling down in age. As I got older, I didn't feel like I needed any of those bigger, bulky pieces anymore. Like, uh, I sold them to like my brother or like just shops or whatever. Or a lot of shit I still got in like in a box and shit, miscellaneous shit. But I've dulled it down over the years. I can show you some pictures, bro. I had a San Lazaro. That shit was like that big, bro. Right? You could put it on a table like that; it'll stand straight up.
Well,
It
you was
was it
Catholic. You Catholic?
Nah, I just like religious pieces, but I was never
Oh,
religious.
okay,
I
okay,
yeah,
okay.
go figure. I don't know why. Like the San Lazaro, the one with the two dogs, because all the bichotes in the neighborhood had those.
Yeah.
That's what they had on. You know what I'm saying? And I guess, and like, look, I even got a Jesus piece, right? With like this, and like I kept like shit like this, like small
Yeah.
things.
It's a
And
salsa thing.
yeah, and I'm not no holy roller by any means, bro. I fucking opened the church door. I might light on fire or something.
Chill, chill, bro, chill.
I don't know, man. Right. With all the shit they be telling me, I'm condemned. But um, it's like look. For instance, it's just the Puerto Rican way. I don't know what it is. I had this made. It's a ring. My ring on my finger. You know what that is? The Last Supper.
Get the Last Supper.
It's all the 12 disciples eating right there, and all the diamonds on the bottom. I had that made like that. I don't know why I have. It's like Latin people are some of the
Now I know
most
what
sinister people, but they're the most religious. They'll go to church on Sunday. You know what I mean? Go figure.
your
They'll
your
sell you
next
a
piece.
funeral
Your
on
your
Monday.
next piece is gonna be a dragon.
Nah, it'll never be a drag. I don't know what it is. All my pieces have been a lot of religious pieces. I try to tell you. I've had that
Mm,
Jesus like that big Jesus that's real famous, like Big Pun had. I've had that. I've had mine wasn't solid. It had the hollow back with the like it
yeah.
had like the great like that's how I had it.
His next piece is gonna be a face of Naoya anyway.
I'm already ordering it.
Imagine.
They made it. I was like, not good enough. Send it back. You know what I'm
He
saying?
said, "Make it bigger."
Make it better. You know what I mean? More diamonds. You know, a
His eyes are too open. Slant them a little bit more.
little bit more. Let's
Oh
go. Come
man,
on. So
y'all
so so so
wrong.
nah. So I nah. Yo, bro, I'm trying to tell you, not no bullshit, bro. Not por echármela or anything like that. I wish I had all the jewelry I had at one point in time. I look like Slick Rick, bro. I swear to God. I'd be like this. Yo, I if I had all that jewelry I had at one time, I'd probably rob myself. I look at myself in the mirror, be like, break yourself, fool. You know, yo, yo,
Yo, the
bro.
little Mexican chick beating that girl up.
I'm watching it. They, they don't look like much, but they fighting like warriors, though.
But
Man.
anyways, so Hyman says, back in my days, guys only wore an earring on the left ear or put a quarter on one ear.
Uh,
A quarter.
I ain't doing that shit. That sound like some queer shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't
Michael
rocking with
Jordan
that
did it.
shit.
Michael Jordan got it. What you mean? That's your idol. That's your
Yo, peep, what you mean? I was never a Jordan fan.
Yo, don't
Never.
disrespect
Oh
Edwin. He's a
man,
I'm
Larry
a
Bird
Magic,
fan.
Magic Johnson,
He-
baby. Don't you
Magic.
disrespect
He's a
Magic's
Larry
my
Bird
You don't
fan.
mention Magic
nah.
as much as Jordan.
Look, Laker. I was always a Laker. I've never switched. I've been a Laker fan my entire life. I've never switched
Right
teams.
now, right now, you're saying that until Michael Jordan's in the corner smoking his cigar, looking at you. You sure about that?
It's okay.
Yo,
Listen,
yo, Edwin,
Michael
who's your
Jordan
favorite
is
fighter before Naoya Inoue?
Floyd.
Floyd, and then when he retired, Naoya Inoue became your favorite fighter.
Yeah.
I wonder who'll be next.
My favorite fighter. I'm
I got
young. I'm way.
fighters for wait, whoa. I got favorite fighter for different situations. My all-time greatest fighter, for me was Floyd, right? My favorite fighters were Latin fighters like Hector Camacho, Felix Trinidad. I gotta admit, Felix Trinidad is probably he's got a real special place in my heart because Felix Trinidad is like when we were kids, I was growing up in the era where they didn't know what to call Puerto Ricans. If we hang around with the black dudes, we were trying to act black. If we were hanging around with the white dudes, we were trying to act white. We didn't really fit in my era. When Felix Trinidad was knocking everybody out, it made it proud for us also to be like Puerto Rican and shit. And we're like walking to school with our chest out a little bit more, and trying to grab our own identity. No, we're not black, we're not white, we're Puerto Rican, and type shit. And uh it was just like he's what we gravitated to. He was our strongest champion at the time. And Hector Camacho was at the tail end. But when I gotta admit, when Hector Camacho first beat Sugar Ray Leonard, I don't care how old they were. To see that, I was like, yeah, baby. Right? So
Plus,
this
Hector Camacho brought out the flashiness.
yeah, but Hector Camacho was a showman. He was a showmanship, but
Yep.
but he was a remarkable talent. Like you can't I couldn't front like I didn't remember his earlier fights. Now because thank God of YouTube that I went back and I watched them. I was a bit too young to understand what he was doing. But when I watch him now, Hector Camacho was an extraordinary fighter for his time. Yeah, he was.
He was
So
very fast. And
as far as that, like, shit, I cried in the Hector Camacho Edwin Rosario fight. You know what I mean? I didn't want them to fight each other. I was like, why they put the Spanish guys to fight the Spanish guys? There's only so many
really?
of us. I was like, yo, Dad, don't let it happen. Like, don't let them, because I love both of them at the time. And so it's that different fighters have different places for me, like Mike Tyson as a heavyweight, Floyd, for all the divisions he was in, and shit like that. But I was you know, I would have to say that Naoya Inoue is my favorite fighter because of pure talent. Like pure talent. Like he's everything Mayweather should have been if Mayweather's hands never got broken like that.
Yo, it's funny you say that about Camacho because I'm in the same era, and I used to ask my dad, "Yo, what time is it?" He'll be like, "It's macho time."
It's macho time.
And yo, I never knew what that meant. And then I finally, as I got older and I started watching like more of his shit,
Yeah.
and I picked it up. I'm like, my dad's an asshole for that.
um,
Say,
I'm way more younger than you guys. So
yeah.
my favorite fighter growing
Yeah,
up
thanks for
was.
rubbing it in.
No puedo decir mentira aquí.
Your your
No,
favorite fighter growing up was Round One Sports Talk. Man, listen, thank you. You know, Carlos, you know.
no,
Appreciate the support.
it was actually Manny Pacquiao, and
Ah.
then Manny Pacquiao, and I did like Cotto, but then it was Mayweather.
Mm.
But it sealed it right there when Mayweather beat Manny Pacquiao. I never looked Manny Pacquiao the same way ever again. You know what I mean?
Oh, you didn't look at him the same way after he got knocked out, after he lost so many
That
times.
too,
It had
that
to
too,
be
that too.
after
It was
Floyd.
like,
Like, really?
So you
how
got to
can
be
I explain it?
excited that
Like
your favorite fighter's
Oh yeah,
coming back.
oh yeah,
the
but a
more
front
I
line,
grew, the older I grew, the more like wiser and I started to learn more about boxing. You know what I mean?
front line. You say I'm Japanese. I think Carlos is Filipino. You know what I'm saying?
Probably,
I
Filipino.
look.
probably.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
I think he's Filipino. You know what I'm saying? We might have to
I'm
check
too
his
big to be
credentials.
Filipino.
Yeah,
I'm
I
too big to be
mean,
Filipino. I'm
Yo,
too
so you
big.
happy he's coming back?
huh?
Yeah,
Carlos, you
man.
happy he's coming back?
I love Manny Pacquiao. I want him to win so he can be in the same list with the George Foremans and Bernard Hopkins as old champions fighters. I think he can win. You know, it's just I don't like what comes after because he's the type to be like one more fight, and then it's like that
Yo,
fight could
correct
happen
me
with
if
Tank
I'm
Davis.
wrong.
Go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if it was a meme or what. But is that fight canceled due to an injury from Manny Pacquiao?
Don't say that.
No, I'm laughing because the meme had him in a wheelchair.
Oh,
Talk about
Oh man,
he pulled a hamstring or some shit like that. But
shit,
the shit
shit.
looks so
How
goddamn real.
he pulled a
with the type
hamstring walking to the gym.
shit with the shit with the type of calves he got, bro. Shit, his calves are brolic.
What the fuck is Scabs got to do with his hamstring?
Well, they go up to the back of your leg. They connect, but at some point, but I don't know.
And then I was and then after that, I remember in high school I was a Felix Verdejo fan, and then he started losing. He was undisciplined, and then that shit sailed him. It
Bro,
was like,
Verdejo could have been one of the greats from Puerto Rico. What fucked him up was that motorcycle accident, and after that, he
yeah,
wasn't the same.
Yeah, he wasn't cool.
and messing with the females and stuff like that, and getting shit was dirty. So it was like I
But
remember
Verdejo
that,
was
and then
too
that's
street, though.
I remember
Not
high school debated with my friends or my classmates about a few Tank and Verdell fight and stuff like that, but should never happen at that time.
so.
Bro, they
It
retired, but they fighting.
Yeah, they still going at it. Yo, so in that interview with what Broadway Joel Matias, they had asked Matias had asked Broadway Joel like, "Yo, let's talk. Let's forget about Carlos Adames, right?
Yeah,
He's on a totally different scale. You
yeah.
you can't compare him to none of the other fighters. But they started at
Yeah,
54. They said at 54. Every weight class got an opponent for a Dominican fighter.
yeah.
So they started at 54, then they went down to 47. They mentioned Ron Polanco, and Matias said, "Well, we got flaws." Then they went down to 40. Alberto Puello versus Suriel. That's that. Then he got stuck at 35. He didn't know of a
Whatever
Puerto.
happened to Zander Zion at 54?
That's at 54. I said that.
No, you
Yeah,
said
you said
flaws.
we went from
We
54
said
to
forget about,
47 to
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
60.
but we 60. We forgot about 60s. We got Sanders Sayas against any Dominican fighter at 54. 47, we got Flaz, and then they got Polanco. Then we went down to 40, which is Puello and Matias. He got stuck at 35, and then when I thought about it, I'm stuck at 30. Who do we got at 35?
Shakur Stevenson.
Okay, besides Shakur.
Oh man, Dito. It's always a catch. It's always a catch.
Oh my, punch the shit out of that bitch. Okay.
um 35. think about prospects, but do we even got any prospects at 35?
Hold up, hold up. Yeah, we do Puerto Rican prospects. Yes,
No,
we
we got
do.
prospects. We definitely got prospects. Hey yo, and I'm
Not at
almost
35.
tempted to say, at 60, Brian Polanco will beat Adames.
Yeah, that dude,
Brian
that dude, that
Polanco
did good.
would beat Adames at 60. He's a 54 fighter, but I'm saying he'll go up to 60.
Yo, these
Um,
Mexican women fight like they're men.
we
Yo,
got
Bang
we
Bang
got
says Samson Promotions said Keyshawn didn't train for a 135-pound fight, but he trained for a 140 fight. And on fight night, he would have been at 155, 160. So they canceled it.
listen.
Look at that.
The good thing about Puerto Rican fighters, we got a fighter in almost every division. We got Najee Lopez at 175. We got Edgar Berlanga at 168. Right now, 160, we don't got none, but Sander Saez, he could fill in that 160 down the line. What is your opinion about the dude that's gonna fight tomorrow, the Dominican Wadi
Yuri Cedeño,
Yuri Sendeño? He's saying that, oh, I'm gonna go down to 154 to fight Sander Saez. I'm like, shit, bring it
bro,
on then.
Yuri Cedeño is a problem. And his brother Hendry Cedeño, those, I mean, they're prospects right now, but I gotta give it to them. They're pretty decent fight. They got popped too.
You think he beat a I mean, Troy Isley, what is his name? The
He's
Transformer
not fighting.
dude?
Troy Isley.
Ain't Troy Ashley at 47 though?
No, he's 160.
Is he?
Yeah, he fights
Bro,
tomorrow.
I think Yuri Cedeño beat Troy Isley. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I favorite Cedeno.
Troy Isley is undefeated.
Yeah, but he only got like four knockouts. And and Yuri Cedeno, he got more reach
Yeah,
and he's Olympic.
SA Killer Bees says Shakur doesn't represent. I told you he only rocked the flag one time because he thought it was going to help him because he was going against Valdez, Mexico.
He won the fight.
He was trying to get
He's
the
gonna
support of
need.
the people. What's wrong with that?
He's what's so wrong with that? It's like when Goku needed the spirit bomb. Like, send me your energy. He's gonna use that with William Cepeda in
That's
July
it. That's
Yo,
12th.
it.
these chicks are banging out.
Yeah, they are. Yo,
Yo,
Troy
what that
Troy I
Mexican chick got in the middle of her chest? She looked like she got a donut in there.
I don't know, but they look like the men fight like the
Oh,
women.
oh shit. Yo, that Morena looks like Antonio Tarver right now.
Yo, her eyes closed. They both their eyes closed. Yo, but listen, Troy Isley, he's got a record of 14 and 5, 5 knockouts, right? Okay. He's undefeated, right? I don't, you know, an undefeated fighter, he don't know how to lose yet, so at least he's got that on his side. How do you guys see that fight going out? I mean, do you think that Cedeño gets past this dude right here? I mean, Cedeño brothers, they're on a run right now. Both of them are on a
I
run.
I got I got Cedeno.
Hey, Yuri Cedeño, the one that's fighting tomorrow.
He's the younger of the brother, but the bigger
Yes,
weight division.
he's 11-0 with 10 knockouts.
Yeah.
And he's
And
six
then
feet
his
tall.
and
And I think Isley's like, let me see how tall
Five.
Isley. Isley's like
He's
five
five.
six,
no, Isley's
No,
5'10.
5'10", 5'10".
5'10".
So
But he has
so
short
so
arms. He has short arms.
yeah, he does. He's got like a T-Rex body. But um and Henry Cedeño was the older brother, I think at 147 it was, where he put the dude in the ambulance that we would remember I
140.
dropped the video on it, or 140, right? That he put the dude in the ambulance, remember? And we did
He's
the
the
thing
he's the WBO international
Latin, I
champ.
think, or some shit.
International champ. He's the international.
Oh, international, okay. Same shit.
But
I have to focus on
what you think from like uh Yari Cedeno or Brian Polanco? That's a good
Polanco,
fight.
Wait, you said Brian Polaco or Rohan Polanco?
Brian Polaco versus
Polaco.
Yari
I got
Sereno.
Polaco. I got Polaco. I got Polaco. Hands down.
You gotta fight more.
Bobby,
I gotta.
let me tell you something. If a Puerto Rican's fighting, that's who I'm going for. Win or lose, I don't care.
Win or lose, win or lose.
My bandera's held
The
high. I don't
Hey
care about
yo, do me a
nothing.
buy,
favor and
the bias is.
smash that like button.
I'm
Don't
yo. When it
forget
comes to
to
Puerto
hit
Rican
them likes.
fighters, when it comes to Puerto Rican fighters,
We
I'm
need 10
biased.
more likes. Help me get 10 more likes. Come on.
I
I'm
remember.
straight. But I ain't even gonna lie. I'm straight biased.
No,
Win or
I
lose,
feel you.
that's
I
what I'm
feel
going
you.
for.
Me, I remember there was a really bad time for Puerto Rican boxing, and I remember I was supporting Joseph Adorno, but then he started losing to Dominicans again and again and again. Actually, I was
Yeah.
pissed the fuck off, bro. And it was
Yo,
like,
did
Well,
you
man,
see Jeremy?
guys, let's be
yeah, I seen
honest, right?
Jeremy. You looking good for real. Go ahead, Raul.
Yo, smash that like button, people.
Let's be
Yeah, smash
honest,
the like
right?
button.
Let's be honest. We've been here before in Dominican history boxing. They always get to that little pinnacle and then
Y se caen duro.
bro, they just fall, bro. All of them. So this right here, I gotta admit, I haven't seen a consistent wave. It wasn't just one or two guys like back then. They have a guy legitimately in almost every weight division that I'm looking at. I'm saying,
We
okay,
can match.
there's a
We can match with them.
no, I'm not. I wasn't even comparing them to us. I'm just comparing them to all of boxing, everybody. And I'm saying to myself, with the Sereno brothers, Rohan Polanco, Carlos Adames, man, you got all these, Alberto Puello, a lot of good talent, and then, what was his name the other night? Hernandez there. He beat Davis. Uh,
No, Hernandez. I think the one you're talking about is Cuban. I don't think
oh,
he's
he's Cuban. He's
Dominican. I
Cuban.
think.
Okay, okay. Oh, he just trains with Rohan Polanco.
Oh, whoa. If he trades with Polanco, then
Because they Rohan Polanco and him are by the same trainer out there in Springfield, Mass. With Hector there, right?
I think we're gonna surpass them. I mean, we're to me.
He might be
I
Cuban. I don't know. Maybe I thought he was. I'm sorry. I only saw him that one time right there against Davis,
I
and
mean,
I was like,
we're.
oh shit. I was like, oh shit. I was like, all right. I was like, yo, that dude is strong. He fights strong, man.
But this
Uh,
man,
yeah. Go ahead.
I'm just tired of the false information being spread, man. Saying they're
By who?
leading.
Oh,
They leading
the
because
Dominicans
they got
lead.
3 world champions. They
Yo,
got 3 world champions.
in a
We only
way,
got 2. We got
yeah,
4, man. We got
okay,
4. Let's be honest.
okay,
We got 4.
okay, but check it out, but check it out. In a way, I wanted so bad to let Broadway Joel get that one off. And if you notice in the interview, the first time he said it, I kind of didn't say anything because they need all the help they can get. In order to make this a real rivalry, right now it's just a one-sided street. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Right? So I was
I see
letting
what
him
you're
get
saying.
his shit off. I was letting him get his shit off, right? And I was like, boom, boom. But the minute he was like, nah, I can't get this shit in my head because I was like, hold up. And then Carlos Adames is the best Dominican. You guys ain't got no Puerto. He was like beating his chest, and I was like, all right, all right. So I guess a rivalry has to come. You got to get show talking both ways, right? So I decided to throw a little something in there, even though we don't gotta be abusadores. You know what I'm saying? And just
Yeah, I
always
understand.
going back in the
But if
past,
it was,
we as Puerto
but wrong one. If I was there, man, I said, man, you don't even got a Ring Magazine champion. Ooh.
nah, nah, they
Bobby,
don't.
when it comes to any type of rivalry, you gotta be an abusador. You have to be.
Yeah. But they're too small. We can a few words, a few
Pues,
a
you
few
put them
belt
underwater.
yo, a few dates and belt times would crush their morale. You know what I mean? Like, and then you heard that Mexican do that called. That's not even a fucking rivalry.
Oh
Dominican,
yeah,
where how
that dude.
like
Thank you, Rowan. Thank you, Rowan, for mentioning him. That dude, I'd be like, Facts. That dude is funny as fuck. When he called in, and I'm
He
like,
is.
yo, we the only two pillars of Atlantic boxing is Mexico and Puerto Rico. They got the crowns.
Yeah.
Not no DR, Honduras. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo,
No, no, but
say yo, say El
it's
cabrón
facts,
say
but
yo.
no. It's facts, but even I can show class. I can show respect. I can see, what they're trying to do. Okay. I don't gotta crush you like that or anything. I just kept it in healthy shit talking back and forth with me and Joel. I'm not letting you off the hook. Bro, I was taking shots at the man all day. Even the next day I was taking shots at him. It was funny as shit, right? Because I'm boosting this Dominican Puerto Rican thing because hopefully our neighboring cousins can make some noise for the future. But when it
Yeah,
comes to competition, as long as you ain't fighting Puerto Rican fighters, let's go Santo Domingo. The minute you cross that line, nah, fuck yeah, yo, listen, right? So, but it's all healthy. It's all in good talk. And I mean this with all the almost respect, guys. Don't take your rivalries personal. They're just
no, never.
rivalries. We can. I'm speaking to everyone, and I'm just saying that when you go to support your fighter, just remember that you know it's just a boxing match, a sporting match. We want to go home to our loved ones, our families. You want to see your kids. I want to see mine. Sometimes things can get a little too far, and we as Latin boxing fans and Latin fighters need to show the rest of the world how we do. Fuck how they
I
do,
got a I got a question
how
for both
we
of
do,
y'all.
and how
What's
we
your
yeah, what's up?
what's your what's your opinion about that Cuban fighter at 160, Yoneli Hernandez? That dude's a problem.
That's who Edwin was talking about.
Yeah, the
He's
Cuban
Cuban.
fighter.
Yeah,
He's
he's
Cuban.
Cuban.
Yeah, Hernandez.
But
Yeah.
but
He beat the shit
but
out of Davis.
yeah, and I'm like, man, this dude can give Carlos Adames a problem. Everybody in the division a problem.
No, they better watch out for him. Yeah. But
Yeah,
right
with less
now,
fights, I'm like, man, this dude look he big
oh,
and
he
his
big, he's
punch
strong. He looks
selection.
strong.
Uh,
He looks strong. But now, that's why, we gotta see what's gonna happen with this Saul Canelo Alvarez situation. Will he finally fall? Terrence get these belts. He ain't defending those belts, but he's probably gonna hold them hostage for as long as he can for another year until he announces his retirement. So that in the record books it says he held the title from this year to this year. It looks good on paper.
Yo, did he
Uh,
vacate 54 already or not yet?
Terrence Crawford never vacates any of the belts. He has to be stripped from them. He won't. I don't know why he does this. He fucking held the what was it, the 147-pound weight division hostage for over a year until the IBF got smart and stripped him and gave it to Jerron Boots Ennis. And then he was stripped one by one every title until he fought at 154. And I think he had one left and he relinquished it. Now he vacated the WBO interim allegedly at 154, but they still got him marked down as it. And then the WBA championship so far, it it says Terrence Crawford, so he hasn't vacated any of his belts, and he's not fighting there. The world knows he's fighting Saul Canelo Alvarez. You think he wouldn't hold up the division? They're not like that. They're not like that. You know what I'm saying? So listen, guys, man, I'm about to crash out. Listen, thank you guys
all
for
right.
tuning in. Everybody, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to drop that like for me. Carlos, Frontline, you guys have been amazing. Everybody that
Yeah, it's
talked
been
in
a
the
great
chat.
show.
Yeah, man, this is an amazing show, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sad, but a little bit happier. But I know that in case there is a fire, my house has plenty of water. Okay. Thanks to
Yeah,
Frontline.
I got plenty of towels being delivered to you. House
Okay.
tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, fight fans, I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk.